Like Scoob. Like Zoink Scoob, you can go ahead and lead us in.
Hello, and welcome to the Chronicles of Genesi, Curse of the Green Sea. We're a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition podcast about 6 adventurers who are trying to stop the Realm Eater, Amira, from destroying the world. My name is Jackson Childs, and I play Zhao Junhai, a ancestral guardian barbarian. Today's fun fact about Zhao Junhai is that although he has lived in the continent of Anubia, he's very home sheltered and has barely left boundaries of the Emresian jungle. So the expedition to explore more of Anubia is actually be very helpful for him potentially. I kind of messed it up. I meant to say more exciting, not helpful. I don't.
Quick, just say it in the exact same tone of voice, and we'll just cut it.
I'm not editing this.
I know,
My name is Morgan Mendez, and I played Dara Metalit, a cleric and druid of Naramis. I did that backwards, but it's all good. You'll figure it out in the end. My fun fact this week about Dara is that their diamond eye is their druidic focus, and I had more to add to that, but it was so much and so complicated on the theories behind the magic behind diamonds that I'm like, y'all can just do your research at home, but there's specific reasons to why they had a diamond eye all the way since last year when we started this campaign.
You sound like my dad talking about conspiracies.
Just do your research at home.
Just research it.
Science.
Yeah, some people in India think they're cursed, and some people think it's prosperous or that it draws negative energy, but also positive energy. And I don't know all about that, so I'm not an expert on So do your own research.
Didn't go to the moon. It's okay.
Yeah.
Diamond hands.
I'm Chase Ebling, and I play STL Dotsaurus, a human sorcerer. In the before he met this group of people, he had some conflicts with the local cult outside of Nerosa, and actually ended up sitting in jail for 2 or 3 weeks. So
It's true.
Nice.
He's a bad boy.
Yeah.
Bad to the bone.
Hello, friends. This is Quill Chandler, Avery Bernhardt, and my fun for the week is that when Quill drinks, he sometimes switches up words and gets a little too fuzzy. But anyways, guys, I just wanted to welcome you to the stream. I came late, so this is why the intro is in late. I just wanted to say thanks for coming and listening to us.
Farnay also had a handful of stints in jail, but that's not my fact for today. Hello, everybody. My name is Coleman, and I play the Mizoku, or Farnay. And my fact for this week is that as of last week, he has that gene that makes cilantro taste like soap. And that's my fact.
Yes, of course he does.
let me write this down. So if I make food,
Just prestidigitate it to taste like something different, and he'll be like, "I'm cured."
Well, actually, if you prestidigitate it to taste like cilantro, even though it tastes like soap, would he still taste soap, or would he taste cilantro? Because it's magic.
That's a good
He's
question.
never had prestidigitated cilantro before, so we'll have to try it out and let the DM decide.
It's like when our friend's kids doesn't like tomatoes but eats salsa. Don't tell him the truth about it. Just let him eat it and figure it out.
And I am Addison Bell. I play Clutian Trailbreaker, your resident bug boy tracker hunter with the cloak. Add another one on there this week. And a bow also. Dara just reminded me. Fun fact about Clutian this week. He has slight allergies, just a little bit. There's just one thing that he's ever noticed he's really allergic to. He like slept next to a small clearing when he was like a kid, and woke up and just could not breathe. And he's been able to like smell this thing really strong ever since. It's like a kind of thistle. Fortunately, he hasn't come across it in the Green Sea in his whole new world. He hasn't come across it yet. So maybe he's just good now.
Imagine.
Marshall moves his eyebrow like definitely not.
Yeah,
I was
we're-
just waiting for you to say that you're allergic to bees or something.
Yeah.
Oh no!
God. I thought you were going to
Say,
say that too, and I was like, I swear.
I
to
hadn't
God.
even thought about that.
That would've
that
even
would have
been
been
better with the swarm.
hilarious.
Well, as
Yeah.
Chase says, go ahead. Chase said it's canon.
Hi,
No,
I'm
that's
Marshall.
cool. I don't need to be allergic to bees.
Be allergic to bees. Hi, I'm Marshall, the Dungeon Master. My fact tonight, I think in what is to become a small batch of like Kinistar related facts, I'm dubbing the plane shifting poet. Here's part 2 to last week's fact. The great plane shifting poet Kinistar is considered by many lay people to simply be a figure of folktale. Even many scholars dismiss the stories as little more than fancy. After all, a figure who can travel, freely between the planes and entertain gods and devils seems more than a little bit far-fetched. They believe his works to be a made-up collection of poets and travelers who seek to use the name to continue on the legend.
Kind of like a persona in a sense.
It's cool.
Kind of. It'd be like if Robin Hood were like multiple people, and they were just building this legend of a thief who's entering these towns and like stealing from the rich and giving to the poor and being in multiple places at once and eluding the law by having a greater persona. You guys,
Yeah,
last time, the Emerald Order traveled to the Lich on Ice, the fine establishment owned by Falno, the very pale, golden amber-eyed, thin human male. You met with Fenric and Sal and Hopeless. You talked with you can tell I'm not ready for this. You can tell my brain shut off. You talked with what is her
Charlia.
name? Yes, Charlia. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Brain farts. Talked with Charlia. You made a round table toward the end of the session after some of you got a bit drunk. One of you went to relieve yourself in a bush. Everybody met up in a round table and spoke about Venubia, the Barokamuda, the dangers of the competition, as well as the conspiracy of people who have gone missing. Toward the end, knowing that you are looking for a fight and kind of wanting to train up a little bit, Falno has offered his dungeon to the lot of you and put you up for the night. Do you have any other business that you'd like to do this night, or would you like to start the following morning?
I
Yeah,
was go ahead, Coleman.
Sorry. Aura Farne just wants to do a quick prayer before bed.
Okay.
And are we all together in a room, or do we have individual rooms, or how's that work?
Separate room, baby.
Cool.
Guys got
Fancy.
flats.
Right. Yeah, Aura Farne is just gonna sit on the floor, kind of on his knees, and he's gonna take out his great sword, and he's gonna lay it on the floor, and he's gonna take out his kukri and his short sword, and lay them on the floor in front of him. He's gonna take out his heavy crossbow, lay it on the floor in front of him, as well as the new twin scion sword that he has, and he's gonna lay it on the floor in front of him. He's going to pick up the kukri and just kind of slice his hand just a little bit, enough to get a little bit of blood going, and he's going to drip a drop of blood on all of his weapons. He's going to close his eyes, and he's going to say, "Don't, Father, I ask for your blessing on these coming days, battle, as well as our ventures ahead with this mystery. While I did not see your participation in such a slandering of
such a righteous event. I pray that you are not involved with what may be taking these people. I ask for your blessing and your protection in the battles, myself and my new party. Even though I'm sure there are many warriors there who probably are also asking for your blessing, and blessing may not be given too freely, I pray that you give it to us. Because I fight in your name, Father. Hopefully we'll see you there. And then he's just going to pick up his things and go to bed.
Okay. Orofarne retires feeling peaceful after praying to your god. SCL, you had something?
I was wanting to have a short conversation with Falno, as stated before we cut out last week's episode.
Right.
So as he's, winding down the bar, I'll help clean up, since I'll be, at his mercy, so to speak.
Sure. Yeah. You see him hand washing every dish, not using any magic, just kind of seemingly enjoying the minutia and the repetitiveness with all of the details in cleaning. And he finally looks up at you and says, "Do you have something you'd like to say to me?"
I imagine you're well aware that I'm not the person that belongs in this timeline.
You see him, eyes looking down at the bar, cleaning kind of a larger glass cloth kind of sliding in, and he stops as his eyes fall, and he says, slowly nodding, "Yes, I've gathered as much. Yes, you have a different aura about you."
Part of that's not entirely my doing, but I digress. I've been struggling with the thought, and being such as yourself that's been through the eons, I thought I might seek a little advice.
I'm an open book. If there's something you wish to ask, you may do so.
Being as I both do and don't belong here, I'm struggling with the idea of helping this world out and forsaking the one I came from. Even though they are essentially one and the same.
Nods slowly. It can be difficult to come to terms with certain decisions that we need to make. Harder still to make the decisions themselves. Question, I suppose, is what is it that you feel is right? What is it that you feel you should do, STL?
I don't know. Everything I thought I knew has either been taken from me or has forsaken me.
He puts the glass down and just rests his hands on the counter, one with the rag underneath it, and just locks eyes with you for a moment. You notice the golden amber slightly glowing once more as he says, "In time, you must realize," with a bit of a sturdier voice this time, a bit stronger, says, "In time, you must realize that things are not happening to you. They're not happening for you either, but they are happening. And all you can do is respond. You can choose to react passively like a caged animal, going this way and that at the whims of the universe. Or you can carve your own path and decide for yourself what it means to be alive and to be a person.
Pondering on that, he kind of puts his hand on the hilt of the scimitar.
And just watches you for a moment. And returns back to cleaning up some of the dishes. He says, "Long ago, I made a choice to forsake the world that I knew, the person that I was, in hopes that starting over and fresh and doing what I could where I was would be enough to make a difference and perhaps to atone to some degree. I don't see or fully understand your struggle or how it is that you were placed here. But I do know that we all have a choice that we must make. And that choice is yours and yours alone, my friend."
Well, one thing's for sure, I'm not going down without a fight.
And there's that moxie. Nobody can keep you down for long.
Was the high buried near here?
Kind of leans back on the bar and says, I'm not really sure. I didn't really mingle too much outside of the local crowd here. When I understood the ship went down outside of Langra somewhere. Can't say I know what happened to the body.
I might ask Sal tomorrow.
He may know.
How much do you... Well, you probably know everything about the dragons. Just for my own insurance, because I don't know what their true intentions are. The shadow dragon Tebet Nuzlare has decided to take up residence within my soul. Do I see any reaction from him at that statement?
You see him where once he was very relaxed and kind of free-flowing. He's now standing a little bit straighter, just like more at attention. And he says, "The Shadow Dragon, huh? Back in the day, he was a handful. He was quite powerful, very chaotic, and at times very even evil, I could say. But I think it changed when he met that young Tinastari."
Kaz.
That's his name. Yeah, Kaz. It's funny how your very nature can change when you find somebody who accepts you for who you are.
Yeah. I hold up the hand with the ring on it. Yeah, Kaz is here too.
He just slowly nods and says, "You are full of surprises." Yes, dear.
Well, I was going to say is worst case scenario if, and I doubt that he would, if Teb decides to take over and do untold things with this form. Could I ask that, maybe not you directly, but could help put a stop to it?
He's glancing at you from the side of his eyes as he's looking away, and he's like, I don't know if that's really my place, but I can see what I can do.
I appreciate that. So far, he's not proven anything to that degree. I like insurances.
Yes, I can understand why. Listen, I am regrettably quite old. Your friends don't think I look it?
Don't look a day over 20.
Yes. Well, unfortunately, I am pushing quite farther than that. He just like shakes his head and says, I must rest, especially if I am to play Guardian Angel tomorrow in the dungeon.
Kind of ironic thinking that I used to have half of the goddess of life and death soul in me.
Kind of ironic that my dungeon used to be a proving ground and testing ground of people who wish to kill me, and now it's being used by people who wish to do good in the world. Life is very strange, my friend.
I must turn in as well, so thank you.
He nods, kind of puts the rag away and starts closing everything down.
Heads up.
Sure.
Finds empty room if there's any left.
Yeah, there are.
So, yep.
Okay. All of you may take a short rest. All of you may take a long rest. Spoil something there, Jesus. Middle of the night, Falno rises from the ceiling, and he's just like, "I'm here for your souls."
Damn.
Yes, please.
No, take a long rest. You awaken to the sound of birds chirping outside. They're kind of enjoying the slightly warmer climate in this area of the world in the middle of winter, and yeah, a new day. The sun is slowly coming up over the horizon. The day is yours.
Orofane will probably just wake up and collect his weapons, give each of them a nice little kiss before he sheathes them and puts them back, and then goes downstairs, probably to the common area to meet the others.
I need to get my armor at some point this morning. And I find Dara, and we were in such a hurry yesterday, Dara. I apologize. When we were at the Jewelers Guild, we should have inquired about a diamond for your eye.
Oh, it's quite all right. We were quite caught up in, conversation with the shopkeeper and things like that, and then we had a good time with Shayla,
Charlia.
to the shop whenever it suits you, I guess.
Oh. You guys all want to go together?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
It should only be a quick quote,
Mhm.
something that STL can use to mold while we're on the trip, but even something small. Doesn't
Well,
have
it
to be a
needs to be a certain size to fit your eye.
Yes, but that's what I mean. It doesn't have to be an
Doesn't have to be high
excruciatingly
carat.
expensive diamond. Yeah.
All right. Are you off to the raiment first or to the benign touch?
Let's go to the benign touch first, because the
Okay.
raiment probably does open first thing in the morning, I imagine.
All right. Walking into the town proper. It is now new day, Grados, the first day of the work week, and you can see that the town square is quite flowing with people who are like rushing in to get into work. Some of them a little bit late. Some early going shoppers, a lot of them elderly, are kind of milling about the town square. You can see the familiar Benign Touch Guild building in this area. It's a 2-story kind of Victorian style almost house where like the base is thinner or whatever. Thinner, how do I want to say this? Not as wide as the second story. So the second story kind of jets out a bit. And you see the familiar logo of the Benign Touch, which is a scrying glass and jeweler's tools with an emerald being worked on. As you enter the shop, you can see display cases filled with beautiful jewelry and gems. You can see different pieces of jewelry as well. Like you can see ring links. You can see I don't know what those pieces are called that you set the gems into on rings. But you can see those. You can see like a bunch of circular rings. You can see the pieces that the gems are set into. You can see the gems. You can see amulet chains. You can see the fasteners. I guess that's what it would be called.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not a jeweler. I don't know.
I
It's
used
like
to know
walking
that-
into a fantasy like gem shop.
My favorite part of the Ren Fair, looking at all the jewelry I'll never wear, but just appreciating its craftsmanship.
That's pretty much
Yeah.
where we're at.
It's not my style. I'm too minimalistic.
The jewelry here is extremely finely made. And behind the counter, you can see a dark complected human male with a short black afro. And he kind of waves to you guys and he says, "Hello, welcome to the Benign Touch."
Good to see you again.
Is that STL?
In the
Oh
flesh.
my. This like looks genuinely taken aback. And he's like, I've heard whisperings, but I didn't imagine that they could be true.
Things have gotten weird. Don't mind it.
He's like stammering and his arms are kind of just doing random things. And he's like, what can I do for you? What would you like, STL?
Well, I have kind of a bizarre request. I motioned towards Dara. So, Steelborn, excuse me, pardon me, Dara.
You're good.
They want a diamond eye.
Okay. You looking for something that's already cut up or trying to cut it yourself?
Oh, I'll probably cut it myself to save a few coin. I imagine I'll need a better set of tools than the kit I have, and kind of tapped it, and it's just like probably not the quality of tools to do something like this.
You see him kind of chewing like his left cheek a little bit, and he's like, well, if you're gonna do it yourself, that'll significantly lower the price. Of course, you know this. Are you looking for something high quality or low quality in terms of the diamond itself?
The diamond itself, it doesn't matter. They're all, I mean, that depends on the kind of person. You have the type of person who wants to wear one and make sure it shines and
High
look
quality.
of status. Yeah, that's a high quality. I'm looking for something that's going to be functional. I use it for my magic, and I want to have kind of symmetrical at the point I'm at now. So I'm just looking for something not truly cosmetic, but a good in between.
You see
Not
him
the-
bent
you know,
over, like shuffling through drawers. And he's just nodding up at you, like, yeah. What kind of color would you like? You're saying just raw, rough. Doesn't have to be high quality.
Well, preferably clear would be fine. I don't
Clear,
want it.
sure.
I don't want it tainted and mixed with anything. Those minerals.
Sure, yeah, can do that. Rifles through a couple more drawers, and you see that all of these drawers are locked, and he's like having to insert the key, open the drawer, push it in, insert the key, lock it, go to the next one, and repeat over and over and over. And you notice every time he does it, he locks, or he unlocks, locks, and unlocks again for each drawer. And when he locks it, he'll unlock it and lock it again. He's very meticulous with this order. And finally,
That's
on
one-
like the sixth, go ahead.
As one would be on a shop like
Right.
this.
Yeah.
Right. Finally, on the sixth drawer, he looks up at you and he smiles and he says, "I think I've got something that you might like right here." He pulls out a small chunk of a diamond. It doesn't look especially great quality. It is clear. He sets it on the table for you guys to inspect.
Take a look at it.
I'll give you not inspiration. Advantage.
Well, thank you very kindly. Give me inspiration on my deception
So-
check. Hell yeah!
I mean, I feel like Estiel would trust the choice because he's a member of the guild.
Yeah, I mean, just glancing
so-
it over.
Yeah, I would just be looking for hairline fractures, the things that would ruin it,
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
make a perception check.
Perception.
Perception. What?
I'm gonna burn a luck
Mm-hmm.
because I rolled a 2.
Oh,
That's a natural 20.
Okay.
wow. It
This
just
is a
Good grief.
this is
boy.
a fairly cheap diamond. There are some imperfections, but nothing that is going to affect the shaping process. You notice that there may be just a small, tiny bit of trapped mineral in it by the time that you're finished with it, but likely Dara would never notice it.
Would okay.
It's like
with
sunspot.
the natural 20, could I tell if I could position that so that it's like at the iris of the
Yeah.
eye?
Easy to do, yeah. Yep, you can shape it however to make it
Dope.
work.
I think this would do quite nicely.
SDL. With the imperfections, my other eye is very good. It's very clear. I will see patches and dust specks. Any small thing will be enlarged. I trust your judgment on a piece of mineral like this. If you think it's good, you think it won't hinder me.
Well, I guess that's the question, is the eye more of a ocular amplifying device within your person, or is your sight actually brought on because of this?
It's enhanced. My sight is enhanced, and I also use it to focus on all of my spells. So decent would be good, but again, I have a very good eye that I use for that. I just want to make sure I don't have any specks. Like when you look up, and the little dots go with you. That's the only thing I'd be concerned with, not with it being the best of quality. It's a diamond's a diamond.
I'm sure we could make it work.
All right. Well, I would like to take my portion of the group loop.
What kind of price are we looking at for this, as well as a couple larger cutting wheels? Because I don't normally process gems this large.
You need the tools and the diamond. I'd say it'd run you about discounted, of course, because of the guild. I'd say it'd run you about 80 gold.
80.
Fair price for a mostly great diamond, low quality, that size.
Do you have a diamond that maybe we could get for 100?
If you're looking to spend more money, friend, I've always got more diamonds.
The better question, Dara, would how much do you want to spend?
100.
If
For
you want to
both.
spend 100 on a diamond itself, you see him start
I'm half
unlocking, locking, and unlocking drawers again.
I'm
And
half tempted
SDL,
to,
I'll cover the cost of your tools. You're making it for me.
I'm half tempted to take that 80 gold diamond too.
You should if you want to.
Well, he's already got it out, and I
Mm.
haven't had a good project to work on in quite some time. He kind of thumbs the amulet.
Would be kind of
Aw.
rude to make him put it away.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of work over there.
I'm marking off 80 gold.
Sure. After about literally 4.5 minutes or so of locking, unlocking, locking, unlocking drawers, it's not a quick process. He's like very slow about the whole thing. He opens a drawer, kind of slides it out, and you can see this one slides a little bit farther out because he's reaching in the back, and you can see this like felt underlining and everything. And he reaches for another diamond, and it's very, very, very slightly light blue. But it is perfect. No flaws, no blemishes. It's low quality in sense of like it's not a high carat or anything like that. It's very low. But it is a very nice chunk of diamond. But it's also not clear. So that's your call.
I'll leave that decision up to Dara.
It's like just very slightly light blue.
I understand that. I need to know what it's mixed with.
Probably has some lapis or something in it.
It's boron.
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 I was just guessing out. I don't know diamonds. Steel does.
So I'll take that one.
He nods. Packages it up very nicely for you as well as the 81. He says, all right, well, payment and it's yours.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I set the 80 gold over for that first diamond. I'm also gonna set 10 gold over for additional chains, so silver and gold chains, and otherwise.
Sure, easy.
Marshall, what do I owe him with the tools?
We're just gonna say it's 100 total, for simplicity's sake,
Okay.
and also because the other diamond was 80 with the tools.
Okay. So Dara's gonna open up. They have a compartment that's beneath their ab on the left side. They open it. You see them open up their armor, and there's wood underneath, and they pop. Like when you have a push button, and they pop open a wooden compartment, and there you see their gold in a nice little secure side pocket. They pull out all the gold and put it on the counter, lock everything back up. Say thank you. I really appreciate you. Oh, I just did not remove gold. I added gold. Hold up.
He
Let
looks to the rest of you and he says, is there anything I can do with the rest of you?
Yikes. Okay, I'm good now.
I'm
Not for
probably.
me, thank you.
I mean, while we're at it, if any of you want me to make something too, I mean,
Magic stones.
Let's travel together a little bit more, and then maybe down the line, if you think that we're deserving of those cute necklaces that you guys have all got, then maybe we'll talk about that.
What about those like earring things? Can you still make those?
I could definitely make the earring itself. I would need to get the components to cast an enchantment on it, but yeah, that's doable.
Just something to look towards.
How much would it set me back for the gems to make, let's say, 2 of them?
I like to imagine that they are made out of topaz. That's my kind of headcanon for these. Give me just a sec while I Google.
Remember, you only need one.
I know, but I still said 2.
Yep. He kind of thinks for a little bit. Go ahead.
I said, did any gold come out of the party funds for any of that, or was that all personal gold?
That was personal for me. I don't know about Dara.
Personal.
Cool. All right. Bye.
He kind of like roots around again, locking, unlocking, locking the whole thing. He says, "Well, I have a nice chunk of topaz here that you could probably make a couple out of."
Yeah, and
Again,
I had set it down, the earring down, so he could kind of inspect it too.
Sure. Yeah, he's like inspecting it, admiring the quality of it, and he says, "Are you looking for emulating this high quality, or are you looking to go against the cheaper kind of option?"
we'll probably want to stay with like materials. It may act different if it's
Like nods vehemently. He goes, "Oh yeah. I got just the thing. Just 1 second." He bends back down, locks, unlocks, pulls out another chunk of topaz, and he says, "All right." And he slams it down. Not literally, slams his hand down.
Breaks it.
Says, he says, "This bad boy is going to cost you again, guild discount. It's going to cost you about 250. It is a nice big chunk of topaz. Trying to cut it and make it. You're gonna lose a lot of product. But I tell you what, if you bring that product, as you know, to any of the Benign Touch guilds, you can get a decent rebate based on how much you return."
Yeah, I've been actually working on some sapphire chunks for quite some time. That
Yeah. If you got them, let me see them.
I take them out, and it's like small chips by this point. Like it's not.
Chips.
Yeah,
Okay.
40 gold worth of fragments is what I have written down.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, he says, yeah, I mean, if you want to trade these in, I can get you 210. It's about 210 gold.
I might hold on to these because I've got other plans, but that was just for example. I like to
Sure.
work my pieces.
Sure. I understand.
What do you guys mind taking this out of the group funding? I don't have enough to cover all of it. He looks at Klush and Dara.
Sure.
It's like
I
no
don't-
no sweat off my back, man.
I
Right.
don't have the list.
Oh, cool.
I think we got like 29 something.
2,950 gold.
I was
Yeah.
about to say, I think it's Coleman who has the list,
It's actually on Google Document.
or that. Never
There you
mind.
How much you taking out?
It'd be 250.
250 gold. Okay.
So I'm like, hey Chester.
See this familiar green portal just kind of appears, and out walks a chest. Kind of just like falls out forward into it, just like onto the ground. And you see little legs sprout out on one of the sides, and it tries to right itself up, kind of comedically for about 10 seconds or so, and then it stands and just waddles over to you and opens.
Can we see anything back through that portal?
I would allow a perception check, but I want to disclaim it with even with a natural 20, the answer is no.
Lucian's totally trying to look though.
It's just a very solid green portal. Like
Damn.
there's
19.
I get the gold out, and then I kind of pat Chester on the top of the lid and say, "Thank you, buddy."
You see the lid just close, and it kind of bounces up and down and starts walking back to the portal. The man behind the counter is just like, "This is a very strange thing." Okay.
Like I said, things got weird. I set the goal down. Right.
You get the topaz.
Make sure I write that down.
So does this place just do like gems, or like I've never been to a
There's
jeweler. I've never had any need for.
well, I mean, there's works that us within the guild make and sell here.
Oh, fascinating.
Have you ever donated something to the guild, like for somebody else to buy? Anything like extravagant?
I've not. Well, I had my initiate's ring that I made, but that's a different continent. I mean, yeah, I've sold stuff in the various branches.
What's one of the coolest things you've sold then?
Oh, we had some downtime when we were preparing to assault the roosts, and I turned a coin real quick, so I got a sapphire and cut a ring and made about 150 gold profit off it. With the right hands, you can make quite a coin, but
That's what she said.
it's a risk for sure.
Oh my god.
Yes, I chose to ignore that. Why, Collision, what are you thinking of looking for something? Or
Yeah, mostly curiosity. Just, this is a little bit not my normal scene, so I was trying to see what it was all about.
this is a Chase digging for some
Or
Oh,
some.
wait, what?
Just gonna
you
leave us
have
there?
well, he has a certain dragon companion.
Oh my fucking god! There it is.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I went there.
I seriously thought it was gonna be something else, not that. And I'm like, ooh, juicy
Well, he's
info.
he's asking about jewelry.
Oh my god!
Do you have a size 612?
Jesus Christ!
This for a girl, Kushin.
What? Oh, hey, hold on now. I didn't even realize you were here. You were standing so still.
Just been in the back.
What? No. What? No. I don't know what you would be referring to.
Tell you what, buddy, I don't have a way with the ladies myself, and I had a wife of my own, so if you ever would like to confide in any way or look for advice, I'd be happy to give you a hand in that.
I'm so happy this is happening.
I'll keep that in mind.
Like big diamonds, son.
As I'm putting away Dara's diamond.
I look at you and I'm like, no.
Jin furiously scribbling something into his notebook.
I bid adieu
Okay.
to the shopkeep.
Yes.
To the guild.
He expresses how happy he is to see you, and thanks you for your patronage. You heading now to the extravagant raiment?
Yeah, and we can just expedite it and say I picked it up because I marked the gold off the last time so I wouldn't forget what the number.
Easy to do. Easy
So
to do.
I gave her, I think it was like 10 gold or whatever that was left due.
Yeah. You finish paying off the tab and pick up the armor. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Also, the goggles for Jinhai have been finished and ready to go as well.
I test them on, see if they actually work.
Yeah, you have to. They're very. Everyone else has these goggles that have like just one singular strap that kind of buckles, and yours are like two straps that are buckled together in multiple places. So you actually have 3 buckles.
It's like suspenders, but just for my head.
Yeah, something like that.
Does his look like Ray-Bans?
Oh my god.
I'd like to think that he needed help latching it.
It's like watching a bodybuilder try to reach his lower back.
Of my head.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Like, get
Yep.
up over his shoulders. Yeah. I'll help Jinhai put them on. He's gonna, he can't, get. It's okay.
Either the goggles are gonna break, or I'm gonna break.
Or I've got you.
Like a watermelon with too many rubber bands.
Oh shit.
I
All
never
right.
understood that trend.
Chores are done.
Yeah, right.
Woo!
Can play now. Woo.
I can't remember. Were Sal and Co gonna meet us at the Lich on Ice?
They said they would.
Okay. So I
So
guess
we
we
go
had
Fantastic.
Yeah.
stuff there.
Okay.
To the Lich on Ice, then.
One day it will stick that I'm not just gonna auto change the scene for you.
No, we all
Yeah.
were slow brained and realized it at the same time, so we're all shuffling out the store.
I'm like,
And I've done,
God.
I thought Chase was driving, so I mean,
yeah, I'm like sitting here waiting for him to say it.
You guys are just like standing in front of the shop looking at the goggles and the armor, and like 5 minutes go by, and you're like, oh shit, we should probably go.
Yeah.
Just ogling, yeah.
Yeah, ogling and goggling. Yeah.
That's
All
right.
right,
With
take
my
it
red
back.
lenses.
Oh, I guess a note for you guys. You don't see the scimitar on Estiel's person this morning, or the walking of what we've done.
Okay.
Did you leave it?
He probably just tucked it under his bed.
Yeah, totally.
Pillow.
Good
Yes.
place.
And a man who sleeps with a scimitar is a fool every day, but every night but one.
Right.
Real man sleeps in his armor.
A man who sleeps with a scimitar will soon lose his manhood. Oh no. Yeah,
Oh.
walking back to the Lich on Ice, again, people are starting their day and kind of milling around. Not a whole lot of traffic down this side street because it's a bar and establishment.
Dumb question. That one lady I ran into on after we got off the ferry, where I asked for directions, she's not in sight, is she?
No.
Okay, good.
Not today. Not at this hour. She's a bit of a late riser.
I kind of assumed as much, but for SDL safety, I thought I would ask.
Sure. Making it back to the Lich on Ice, it's virtually empty. There's just a couple of people inside that are wealthy patrons who don't have any work that they need to be doing, as it were. Trust fund kids, that's what I'm trying to say. Trust fund kids just hanging out at the bar, just chatting. One of them is a little heavier set. The other one is a little skinny guy. Two humans, they're just chatting. Falno's just kind of looking over at them, just shaking his head. Sees all of you walk in and he goes, hello, friends. Are you here for the training?
Certainly.
Yes, we
Yes.
He nods and looks at the two men and he says, you see his eyes just glowing slightly and he says, gentlemen, if you don't mind, I have some new guests to entertain. They kind of look at each other and they finish their beers in a large swig and they say, yeah, no problem, Fal. We'll see you later then. The other one just kind of like throws a hand up with two fingers in the air and they walk out, kind of brushing past you. The bigger guy kind of slams into you, Clushin, a little bit.
Oh, I gotta do something.
Shoulder checks you.
Hold on.
Hey, do you know what you just
I
did?
I use prestidigitation to soil his pants.
Not again. Fucking everybody that takes that spell, that's all they do with it.
Yeah, prestidigitation. Somebody's doing that.
I have
Somebody
to,
in the
I should have called it
because they-
prestidigitation.
Right.
I love it.
After he says that.
Yeah. So to Orofarne, he just kind of like looks back at you with this incredulous look, and he's like, "Look, I don't." He just like looks down. He's like, "What the fuck?" I'm sorry, sir. He walks out.
Get the fuck out of here, piggy. Go.
He looks back at you and he's like, "If somebody didn't piss my pants, I'd show you what's for."
Fair enough, son.
I got the
Skinny
biggest
guys.
grin as I turn away.
The skinny guy's just kind of like holding him by the arm and he's like, "Come on, man, let's just get out of here."
Wasn't that big of a deal, guys. I mean,
What is the range on it? Oh, 10 feet. Damn it. He's probably too far away.
Oh, you're gonna do it again?
No, I was gonna
Piss the other guy's pants.
No. I was gonna clean it back up as they walked out the door.
Yeah, too late.
Falno comes behind the bar and he looks at all of you and says, "Keep in mind that this dungeon of mine is and always has been extremely dangerous. I will be acting as your fairy godmother, so to speak, providing you with occasional information and reviving you if necessary, to some degree. Can't do it too many times, unfortunately. there is a limit. I'm unsure how familiar you are with this, but there is a limit on how many times a soul can be brought back into the body while still remaining itself.
We're gonna die, possibly.
I'd rather not.
Yes, almost certainly, yes.
I'd rather not do that again.
Yeah, me either.
The good news for you is that the real tricksy parts of the dungeon aren't until later, and like I said, I'll be serving as your fairy godmother so I can warn you ahead of time.
Beautiful. Great. Let's get at it.
Okay. He turns and walks to the stairs.
I feel like we should do more preparations, but I don't know what that would be.
Well,
Right?
I do have something. Because we're kind of at the part where we're wanting to learn each other's abilities and whatnot, and I understand that's what this is for, but I'd like to give you each just a little introduction as to what my abilities really are. That way we're asking, you know what happens as it's happening, rather than you ask me later or we all die.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have any of you heard of, let me just do this.
He takes his left hand, which is his regular skin hand, and he takes his thumb, forefinger, and middle finger, and he kind of starts waving signs in the air as little bits of blue and gray smoke start coming out of him, like the Goblin Slayer eye kind of thing, and it kind of glows a little bit until a little ball of smoke appears in his hand, and he tosses it, and it kind of just floats a little bit before solidifying into a full-bodied Orofarne holding a great sword, and it has wispy gray and blue smoke, and it looks exactly like him except made out of smoke. His size, his sword, and it draws its sword. He says,
Ta-da! I can make me. Kind of.
Oh, that's awesome.
Great. Now there's two of them.
I go and poke the other
This is
one.
gonna
Is
get a
it
hand.
solid?
So is it? You said it's life size.
It looks exactly like him except made out of smoke.
So I walk up to and poke it. Does my finger go into its form?
It feels kind of solid. And
Interesting.
after a brief moment, as you poke it, the smoke dissipates, and Orofarne's standing there.
He says, hey, that hurts.
And
I keep
you look
poking.
back. You look in place where he was standing, and now the smoky figure is standing over there.
And he says, you lot ever heard of speculomancy?
No.
Not.
It's
Well,
not
I
a
guess
term.
Looks at you like,
It's not a term I can say I coined by any means, nor one that I know too much about, but honestly, part of the reason I sought you out was a familiar friend of ours. Certain person who knows timeline magic.
Mhm.
You know, probably the only other, looking over at STL, human knows how to wield magic of any kind. Come here. I thought, I haven't seen him in a long time, and I have access to timeline magic. I can pull aspects of myself from dying timelines and have it fight alongside me.
Cool.
Plot twist: Orofarne is the BBEG.
The bad guy, yeah, exactly.
duh.
What's curious is I don't recall reading about any of this up in the Lyceum.
I don't
Falno
know.
turns over and says, perhaps I can answer that for you. Speculomancy is forbidden. Even
Oh.
to the Snow Tower, even to the Lyceum.
Ooh.
Well, that's why
Well-
we haven't heard of it.
And my procurement, looking over at Falno, is something of an accident on my part.
I am going to stop you right there. I don't care. Obviously, we have our skeletons, and I will not judge you.
Estelle
enough.
snickers at the comment of skeletons.
uh, this was something I could do when I woke up after being dead. So
That's
this is all new to me.
amazing. Well, I'm kind of in the same boat. I don't know how to say this, but like, I feel like something is like watching over me. Like nothing evil, but like just a presence. Um, I've, I've, um,
Palno's just like tracing the air with his fingers as you say this. Just like
I was thinking the same thing.
I've only been able to like harness the power, and I'm just terribly angry. I haven't used it a lot, so I'm still, I don't know exactly how it works, but or if RNA mine is fairly recent as well.
Well, I'd say it's a good thing that we joined these people of experienced adventurers, that they can help us walk ourselves through these new abilities, right? Of course, I'm a little practiced. I was on a ship for about 2 months.
And you see him kind of like weaving their weapons kind of in tandem with each other, him and his echo. And the echo kind of does like a flip over him, and they're like working in perfect tandem as they're just showing off their weapon skills.
it's just like the music video, or not the music video. It's just like Just Dance with the final countdown, where the two wrestlers on screen, one kind of like jumps and spins over the other one while the other one goes underneath and then comes back up, and they're like, it's just like that.
Not quite as cheesy, but like it looks pretty cool, and they're fluid and they're moving their weapons in tandem, and it's pretty neat. And then he high fives it,
Nice.
and then it dissipates.
Falno's like, did you just high five yourself?
You goddamn right I did. We can juggle too.
That's pretty neat.
Talent.
Yeah.
Wow. Kind of claps his hands and he's like, I can do it too. I'm totally not
Like-
jealous that you can practice speculomancy without even a thought.
Lucian's like, be
I-
next, and he makes a hand out of flies. High fives it.
Falno's like, I spent many decades trying to research speculomancy. In vain, largely. So I think it's quite interesting to have you here.
Well, thank you. Still learning. Gets my head jumbled sometimes, having my consciousness switched from timeline to timeline sometimes. But, all part of the game, I guess.
He clasps his hands behind his back and he says, well, shall we proceed? And you see the stairs that only go up, and then there's like a little bit of a nook in the back that has like some old boxes and stuff. And he waves a hand and the nook disappears and stairs go down into this dark stone area. And as you begin to descend the steps, you get this very uneasy feeling washing over you of just this place has seen a lot of death. It's cleaned up.
Falno, is it going to be pitch black in here? Do we need to pure on light?
No, it shouldn't be. It should be fine. I'll have some floating lights in each room for you. Don't worry.
Well, just in case, I take out 3 gold pieces and I imbue them with a light from my Magitech stuff and hand them out to Jinhai. Does not have dark vision, right?
I would need I need something.
You would need light. I had the second one to Orofarne and hand the third one to Clusian. They don't emit light for long distance, but
What
I appreciate it, but I actually don't even need eyes to see. Something else is even if I don't see, I can see anything within 10 feet of me.
maybe not you, but somebody nearby.
Maybe.
Hand it to Dara.
I'll hold on to it in case anybody needs to see around me.
Okay.
Falno says, Also, it could be useful to show where you are in case it did get dark. Even if you can see. It would allow those who can't to see
See
at
you.
least a direction.
And
But-
it's only like a 5-foot radius light. It's piddly. It's not much at all for a mechanic's sake.
DM, just for an order here, would Will have disclosed to me the word to ignite our flame tongue swords at some point? I know he said he was in his notes about it, but it just didn't happen between the sessions.
I would say characteristically, probably not.
A bit last night.
But as you're kind of going toward this dungeon, I'll say that he tells you.
Cool.
That way you're
I
prepared.
would say
for
that
whatever.
as he was drunk, he probably told you the wrong word. And then this morning, he probably told you the right one, and then you don't know which one it is.
And now you need
Yes.
to roll an insight check to
Speak of
figure
the
out which
devil.
one's which.
He's here.
Yes.
All right. So what is that word?
What is that word?
What is the word, Quill?
What's the word?
Is it the bird?
Well, so anyway, Clutian, I just
yeah,
wanted to
of
thank you
course.
for helping me outside. I had to go really badly.
For the
not drinking a little
listeners,
too much, but
Avery
I
just
feel
got
sobered
here.
up now. So.
Man, I'm so happy you're doing better. I'm sorry we had to
Only
drag
took
you
me an
first
hour
thing in
and a
the
half.
morning to the shops to get me a diamond, but it seems you're good to
Yeah, hi,
go
guys.
and ready for this.
He was just asleep, and Jinhai was carrying him around with us.
Oh my god.
But
You
like
missed
I
us
was,
seeing
but
your
like I was
girlfriend.
holding him by his wings, not his body.
Yes, ready as always.
Oh my god.
It's gotta be canon now that Quill went. That whole trip was him going to visit his newfound girlfriend at the shop, and he was just going back to see her one last time before he went to Venubia.
Anyway, Avery, we were talking about. I was asking Marshall what the word was. So,
The
to
word.
get flame on those swords.
Don't say the bird.
The word is, yeah.
It would have been better if it was bird.
Don't say the bird.
Word
The
is the
command
word.
word is
Oh, the command word.
drishti.
Spell it.
DRISHTI.
B is in bird, right?
D is in dumbass.
All right.
Oh, you didn't have to do it like that.
You don't know how many times I had to do that on the phone today at work.
Do
I
you
was
say
good.
dumbass?
They're like B R. I'm like T.
Perfect. I love it. Does that have any meaning that we would know or that I would know in a language?
Who was it that has the ring? Clutian. You overhear the word. That word is engraved on the ring
If it's
that Eldriagos had when he was talking about his wife.
Okay.
Oh shit.
So you assume it's the name of Eldriagos' wife that died.
And there's a soul in the swords.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. We gotta fuck with this sword later, bro.
No.
Sad.
No.
No, it's okay.
Just for clarification, so that way I get
Yeah,
the enunciation.
it's
correct.
pronounced Drishti.
Sorry to have you.
I was
repeat
trying to make
yourself,
it
but
easier
it's,
for you guys to spell, but Drishti.
Good luck.
Just the enunciation.
Yes, Drishti.
These three. Okay.
Which ring is this? Do I have this in my inventory?
Okay, cool. All
You
right.
do. It's the ring that was given to you by Gavik. that said, may our love never wilt or something like that. May our
I
love
remember
never
that
fade.
now.
Okay, that's right. I just added it as like a note, I think, or something, because it didn't have a name or anything, right?
Right.
Yeah. I was just looking in the wrong spot.
That's okay. So, continuing down, Falno is leading the group into the dungeon now. And a feeling of unease has washed over the group. Magical coins have been passed out from SDL that give small blips of light in a 5-foot radius, is that right? Or 10-foot?
Hold on, let me look that up, make sure I get it right. Bright light 5 foot, dim light 5 foot.
Okay.
So overall 10-foot radius.
Yeah. Tiny flashlight.
Yeah.
For 3 of you. And
On a gold piece.
he leads you down the rest of the stairs. Ahead of you, you can see what seems to be ancient stone tiled flooring, and very as well old. I don't know how to say this in the same way, different times over and over and over. So I'm not going to even try. Old walls, ancient, that are very crumbly, and you can see like bits of roots have grown through some of them. And in this first room, you can see 4 kind of glowing lights on the ceiling. They're illuminating the chamber in dim lighting. And you see what appears to be Sal, Finric, Hopeless, and Sharlaya exiting the door at the other side, kind of going farther into the dungeon. The room itself is... Hold on. The room itself is partially blocked by a door that once existed here, but has long since decayed. You can still see bits of the wood kind of fragmented over the steps that lead into the entrance. Inside the room, you can see what appears to be rocks from the ceiling that have tumbled down. But other than that, this is a very nondescript chamber, measuring probably 30 feet long by maybe 30 feet wide.
So we're in a box, door on the opposite end that the other people just went through.
Yes,
basically.
And Falno just kind of looks at you all, and he does a little gesture where he does like a half bow, and as his hand begins to rise up, he snaps his finger and disappears. And in his place, you just see this, what appears to be a Yeti skull, just kind of floating in the air with like icy blue fire coming out of it. And you hear a shrill voice just going, "Welcome to Falno's dungeon. This is the original dungeon that was created long ago when the humans first came here for the demon prince of everlasting nighttide."
God, it's a factory tour.
And he says, he looks at you. The skull turns to look at you and says, "I'm still Falno. Just using less of my energy so that I can focus on healing you guys when you're about to die."
Gotcha. Hey, Falno, do you still have a hand? Can you hold something for me?
What do you need held?
Don't pull his finger.
This is not a pull my finger thing. No, I want him to hold on to the tenacious token of the departed, because I don't want it to trigger it here and then have to explain that.
That's nice. Good thinking.
You, yeah, you see a spectral hand, kind of like your mage hand, but more visible. You kind of appear a couple feet below the head that's floating roughly 5 feet off the ground. And the hand like appears in front of you and just is outstretched.
Okay. I can trust him, right? I can trust you, right, Falno?
You can make an insight check if you want. He'll also tell you yes, of course. Even if he can't.
I got a 26 on my insight.
26. He doesn't seem, despite, the obvious signs of what he is, he doesn't seem like he means you any ill will. And there's nothing about this scenario, aside from how weird it is, that triggers any alarm bells for you.
I already knew it was weird. I picked up on that last night. I'm gonna hand it to the hand and be like, "That's very important. I am gonna need it back. I just probably
Just
shouldn't have it in here."
You see it grasp it and then just turns into a thumbs up and disappears entirely.
Never to be seen again.
Oh boy.
I summon the scimitar, and you guys see that it is the scimitar that he had with him yesterday.
Nice. Orfane is gonna start unwrapping the cloth around his black greatsword to reveal it's got a gold tip on it with 2 barbs on the end of it, like in the character art that you guys saw. It's got gold and red with a red gem in it. And then he's going to wield it and then summon his echo with the greatsword. Then he's going to put it on his back and undo the flame scion twin blade and his kukri. And so the echo has the greatsword and he's wielding his 2 weapons. Go Drishni, and it just lights up.
Yes. Remember, it is Drishti. Drishti.
It took him a couple of tries
Yeah,
to get it right.
It's a weird tongue. You can't quite place.
Go web, go. Yeah.
Zoom tight.
Up and away, web.
Yeah.
Shazam! Tally ho!
Yeah.
Vertical.
Gets it eventually.
Yeah. All right. The entrance lies in front of you, the room ahead. What would you like to do?
How far to the door?
30 feet. Well, 35 because you have to pass through the entrance, but 35.
I feel like this room's trapped.
Yeah, I was going to say, friends, maybe some of the adversaries we might be facing would be beyond the
Can I
normal
have my echo
enemies. We might face traps
walk
as well.
forward
So
towards the door on
good
the
thinking,
ground?
SDL.
Or you can have your incorporeal smoky echo walk forward into the room. Yeah.
Mhm.
He walks in. Nothing seems amiss.
If I look through his sight with my blind sight, anything within 10 feet of me that's invisible?
Anything within 10 feet that is invisible, no. However, to the left, you see a door that you can't see from your position outside the room.
Okay. He just goes, there's a door to the left that we can't see in there. But of all everything invisible within 10 feet. That's all.
I have good vision. Do you want me to go check it out? If you could point the way.
You see the echo just like one hand his sword and point directly at the door.
Yeah, it's on the left after you enter the room, but you have to enter the room to see it.
Okay.
Follow
We
behind.
enter the
Dara.
room.
You enter the
Yeah.
room, and you look to your left. You see a door. It's about 10 feet to the left on the far, we'll call it north, on the far northern wall. It's tucked in the corner where the walls kind of intersect. That way you can't see it from the outside looking in.
Okay.
And as you look at it, you feel a strange sense of deja vu.
Is this like the lore keeper's
No.
rooms?
No.
You mean
do
that we
feel a sense of
shouldn't
deja
spend
vu.
an hour and a half worrying about a door? Is
Right.
that the deja vu?
Is that the deja
Think
vu
that's
you're
called
hinting
deja
at?
vu.
How about this?
Deja vu. Yeah.
You begin contemplating what the deja vu could mean, thinking back to the lore keeper's realm, and the skull appears next to you. And it says, I thought I told you guys to be careful. What are you doing? You just walk into a room? Guys! Guys! You see a scroll just appear in the air and a quill, and he just like makes one tally mark. And he says, okay, back to it.
What is that? Death number 1.
We're treading carefully. Get a rope and climb out of our asses. Just we're gonna.
I told you this place is insanely deadly. And he's going to be trying to revive you anytime you die. And you walked into a room without checking for any traps. I mean, or Farney tried, but again, spectral versus physical.
I'll throw up a detect magic. I take out the gyroscope and give it a twirl.
Okay. You are immediately you get a ping for the door that you walked through. Like, yes, of course, transmutation, fun stuff. The door that you were looking at to the left of the first door, to the north, is also magical with evocation.
Okay.
And the door on the far side of the room does not appear to be magical.
I point out the door and I say, "There's evocation magic on that door. The other one does not have any magic placed on it."
Does the door with the evocation magic look unlocked? I'm not touching the door. I'm just seeing if it looks unlocked.
Hard to tell just looking at a door if it's locked or unlocked, my friend.
Okay.
It's like it looks closed.
It looks closed.
Does there appear to be any traps in front of the one that doesn't have magic on it? They're a physical nature.
Make an investigation check.
I knew I should have picked a different title this week. I got a 9.
9. That's enough. This
Or
is very
wait, hold
simple.
on. Wait, I think I took the right title, and I just totally forgot that I took the right title.
You did take the one that you think that you took. Yes,
I did.
you did
Fantastic.
take Codecracker.
So that's actually a 12.
12.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
9 was enough to think that it wasn't trapped. 12 is enough to know that it is.
My God.
Specifically, as you're walking toward it, you notice that the tile in front of the door is a little bit lifted higher off the ground than the ones nearby.
Gotcha.
Now, this tile is a pressure plate, obviously, but it's not like a 5 foot by 5 foot pressure plate. This thing is maybe like 2.5 by 2.5. Easily stepped around, but if you hadn't caught it, yeah.
If we open the door,
Okay.
will it press the pressure plate, like swing
No.
over it? Okay.
It opens outward to
Oh,
code.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
Or inward, I mean, whatever. You know what I mean? It goes, yeah.
Or Farnay brings that up and he looks at the skull like, oh, there you go. That's a good check mark, I'm sure. Thinking about that.
Yep. All right.
She just gestures to the door and looks at Orfarne. Is like, "Be my guest."
Ah, sure, why not, right? Being careful of the foot trap, I couldn't think of my words. Does the door itself appear to just be normal, or is there anything funky about the door itself?
The door itself is slightly cracked, as you did see the others going through it when you first entered the chamber, and it didn't shut all the way.
Oh, rad. He's just gonna put his back against the wall, and he's just gonna use his sword and push it open, like behind him.
The door opens. You wait for a moment. Nothing happens.
Oh, perfect. STL, you want to extend that magic vision of yours over here to look into this room?
Sure, he steps on the pressure. I'm keen. I'm good.
Just
Oh, God.
2 foots it like.
no. Oh, no.
Oh no! Oh no! No. I look through. What do I see? Detect magic's range is 30 feet.
30 feet. Okay. Okay. Looking through, this room is about 30 feet long. So again, you're just outside of the range to hit the wall itself, but you can see with detect magic, quote unquote, all around it. With your vision, it seems like this room is probably only 20 feet wide. There's a door to the left and a door to the, from straight on where you're looking, to the top left and to the left.
Okay.
Inside the room, you can see
Baylor.
you can see 4 statues and 4 lights.
Okay.
You can see, because of your dark thing, that the statues are all holding a small gemstone, like a circular gemstone in their hands. One of them's a emerald, one of them is a sapphire, one of them is a topaz, and one of them is a ruby. So you have emerald, sapphire, topaz, ruby.
And you said there was lights. Do these lights correspond with the gems?
Yes, the lights are 4 different colors. They are green, red, or sorry, green, blue, red, green, blue, yellow, and red.
Okay.
It's the same colors as the gems.
Are they in the exact light, like the topaz, in the yellow, the red, and the ruby, or are they like mixed around?
They are mixed around. The lights seem to be fixed, and I'm going to leave it there until you enter the room.
Do I get any pings from the statues themselves as to magic?
You do. Yes. All of them with a different school.
All of them with different school. And are these bright enough lights that most of the room is illuminated? I'm assuming.
Yes. Yes. It's like a veritable disco in here.
Okay. So we got 2 doors visible, 4 statues, 4 lights. Okay.
Yep.
How far off the ground are these gems?
They are in the statue's hands, which are at their hearts. So probably like 4.5 feet.
So not.
Okay, so
super
they're
high.
not tall.
No, I mean the statues themselves are maybe like 6 feet tall,
I was
like
gonna
4.5,
say,
5 feet.
Gen High, time to lift me up. Use our height to our advantage.
STL. Being as that my buddy here does not have a mind.
Well, did you convey that each statue has a different school of magic?
I do convey everything I saw to the group, just for the sake of argument.
Okay. Being as that my echo here doesn't have a mind necessarily,
If these statues are all trapped to the schools of magic, if they would each put off some sort of effect or spell that would affect the mind, I feel like this smoky beast here might be the perfect one to go for that statue.
Did I get the sense that one of them affected the mind?
You got the sense that one of them was illusion, one of them is transmutation, one of them is evocation, and one is conjuration.
Oh, no divination? Okay.
In that order to the gems as well.
So those match the gems, as the
Yes.
gems are set in now, and the lights don't match the gems.
Correct.
Okay.
So repeat the gems to me so I can make sure you've got
I've
them in the
got-
right order.
Emerald, sapphire, topaz, ruby.
Okay.
And then I just wrote down green, blue, yellow, red. You didn't give me a specific order on those.
Yeah.
And then illusion, transmutation, evocation, conjuration.
Okay. Good. Just making sure that we're aligned with this together.
maybe this one would be best to serve to try to find the transmutation one. That way, there's some sort of effect that would alter it.
Well,
Might not.
I think it's safe to say that I've got a good idea of the magics in the room, but I don't have an eye for traps. If somebody can,
I don't know how to check, but I could use mold earth and see if one will spawn.
I was just gonna stand in the room we came out of and try to shoot one of the gems out of their hands with a bow.
Yeah.
There you go.
I stand aside and I push the door open.
He said, "Let me sharpshoot that out of the."
Right.
Maybe get some silk rope and tie it
Falls
to
out
the
the
end
door
of
right in
it,
the
so
middle of a
just in
trap.
case you miss,
The
we can just
trap
pull
on
it
the door.
back.
Yeah.
Spawns two
Oh,
bone
God.
claws. Yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
God!
yeah.
Stop!
Wow.
Ah.
No.
That's the
You don't-
conjuration one.
Yeah.
SCL, you don't think those gyms would shatter if they fell from that high, do you?
I don't know.
So, if the rest of you are looking in the room now, you can see that the green light is over the sapphire, the blue light is over the topaz, the yellow light is over the ruby, and the red light is over the emerald.
Oh, so I was only one color off.
Well, Clution, if you want to, you could probably shoot the topaz. So if it breaks, we already have a giant block of topaz with us.
I imagine the gem I have is not near the same size as that one.
Topaz
The
is
one I
fine.
got, I imagine, is maybe the size of like an inch and a half or so, and the one there is probably the size of your fist
Oh.
or bigger.
Do you think you can even shoot it off then?
I mean, it can't hurt to try.
Here's an idea, Oral Farney.
Yeah.
Could you send your shadow buddy in just to move the gems and see what happens?
We can give it a shot, right? Yeah.
Here's
sure.
a question. Can your shadow figure actually manifest with anything? Because
That's a good question.
the verbiage for your attacks with the shadow figure are that your attacks take place through either you or the shadow.
It cannot take actions.
That's what I thought.
Okay,
But
Then-
I doesn't know that.
Double check.
then
So like it goes up and he tries to grab it and his hands just go like a ghost through the shit.
so
Yeah.
so the room's like you said, 20-foot wide, 30-ish foot long.
Yes.
Thought it was
I
30
cast
30.
I cast darkness in the middle of the room.
Okay.
Shrouding the entire room in darkness.
Okay.
All right, I always forget about
and
this
then-
thing that SDL likes to do, and so I don't get to mage hand anything.
Or I'll let you mage hand something. I forgot you had mage
No,
hand.
it's all you. Go ahead. I just always forget about this. I like wait
Of
for
the
a pause,
room.
and then SDL's like, "I make a shadow." I'm like, "Right, fuck, that's right."
I'm making emo. In Umbral Reach. Umbral Reach, I move the emerald to the green one.
Mm-hmm.
And then I pick up the emerald, move it toward the sapphires, pick up the sapphire with the Umbral Reach, and then move it to the. Let me make sure I get this right. Topaz, pick up the topaz, put it where the ruby is, pick up the ruby, and put it where the emerald was.
Okay. So, to the best of your knowledge, the gems are on the color or the pedestals corresponding to their color now.
Correct.
Okay.
And then drop the darkness.
As soon as the darkness is dropped, the floor beneath the statues opens to a spike pit.
Oh.
And after about 10 seconds, the floor closes back up.
Okay,
Did I put the gems in the right spots, or did I mess that up?
Oh, here's the thing.
Well,
It-
can we can see the colors now, right? Or did the statues follow too?
The statues are still there. The colors and the gems are corresponding now, and the floating head appears once more and says, "Well, you really solved that unconventionally. The mistake you made is that the gems are on little tiny pressure plates. But puzzle solved, door unlocked, good to go.
Well, and we're not dead.
Not dead. No tally this time, much to my chagrin."
It wasn't as speedily.
Dude, we needed to do the Indiana Jones thing, the bag of marbles.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I messed up with the first one. I should have put something on the first. Anyway, Brute force.
All right. Do you want to go through the left door or the top left door? Now,
I
the
will
left
go-
door is on the left wall, which we've decided, remember, is the north wall,
Mhm.
based on the previous room. The top left door that I refer to is on the eastern wall in the top left corner.
Magic spikes.
Either one of those got magic key on them.
No.
I relay that to the group. Since I have inadvertently triggered the trap, somebody else take over.
Or Farney
Do
just
I-
like stamp where the pit was with his hoof, like clap, clap, just to
God.
see if it would just. not
Yeah,
put any
no,
weight on
it
but-
seems sturdy.
yeah, right. He's not gonna step on it though. He's just checking,
She just looks at you and it's like, what are you doing?
Making sure one of you fuckers doesn't jump in there. What? Come on. Just making sure it's
Alright.
sturdy. Stay away from it just to be
Oh
safe.
my goodness.
Quill, do you have an idea?
What I have been pondering is if we're trying to do this safely without going and triggering any traps and
Okay.
killing all of us, maybe it would be a good idea for us to follow through with some of these ideas that we've talked about, such as you had mentioned mold earth, Lucian, you had mentioned shooting. I think some of the craziest ideas can be the best ideas. We have to be careful about the way in which we
Right, definitely.
go through.
On like what age limit was this puzzle?
Marshall's like the dungeon door said ages 12 and up.
The dungeon door said ages.
Oh yeah,
6.
it goes to the square hole.
6 and up, kill me.
Puzzle.
Well, I
6
know
and
for a
up
fact.
puzzle.
I know for a fact a 10-year-old wouldn't be able to reach those. So anyone over 10.
God.
It said ages 12 and up. And it said
I need to leave. I don't think I can.
"You must be this
I don't
tall
think
to
I can
ride
be
this
here. I'm
dungeon."
not allowed.
Damn it.
I'm just waiting for. Yeah.
And he's
Oh my
he's
God.
only like Quill's only like 5'3"
Yeah, I'm waiting
too,
for
so I don't
Marshall
even
to
know
pull
if
out,
he's
like those little like kid block things. Like, oh, this block goes in the square hole. The triangle goes to the square hole.
We wouldn't figure it out, man. We would.
All right, so there's no
I'd
magical
pull the lid
enchantments
off
on
the
either
top
door.
No magic on either door. North, and you can either go north or northeast.
Your boys.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead then. I want to check the north door for physical traps, like in the close vicinity to it and on the door.
Sure.
Do I have? No, damn it.
I got a 13. Man, my
13.
investigation rolls are really
Poopy.
mediocre today.
13. It doesn't appear that this door is trapped.
I tell the group this door doesn't look trapped
That's
It's not going
with
to trust a
exactly
single
that
thing I
much
say now.
confidence.
What kind of latch does it have?
Like a turn handle or one of the push open or
It just has a knob.
damn it.
You twist it and push.
you bop it.
Bop it.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. I walk to the other side of the room and I gesture
And
for
it-
everybody to come with me as far as I can mage hand away, and then I open the door with my mage hand.
There you go.
I'm just like, come on, guys. Come on.
Do we
Nice.
trigger another trap?
No. Door opens.
Scuffle through.
Ahead,
So-
you can see a 5-foot hallway that stops 5 feet ahead of you and then moves to the right. What you got, Jinhai?
So technically, he did pass his skill check, right?
Yeah. There was no trap.
Okay. Well, to help us out in the future, I want to use the monkey see, monkey do thing to become proficient.
There you go. There you go. That's
There it
beautiful.
is.
That's what that's for.
Oh, wait, so somebody just has to pass a check and then you can become
Yep.
proficient? That's pretty
Once
slick.
per
That's-
day, I think. Once per long rest.
Might
Like,
be
that's
for like
pretty
an
good.
hour. It might be for an
Yeah.
hour. I need to check, but my
Yeah.
That's
thing.
still pretty dope.
Yeah,
Sweet.
it's definitely unique. It's very, very different,
Yeah.
and I like it.
Lucian, poking your head a little bit through, you can see that this hallway is made out of rough stone, same material as the rest of the place, overgrown, kind of gross and dirty. You see a few bones on the ground, just a few bones. But the pathway splits to the right. It goes 10 feet forward, and then it looks like it splits to the left again.
Wall
Hmm.
trap. Wall trap, maybe? Do I see what type of bones they are? Can I determine what type of
Yeah, you could make a general knowledge check if you don't mind.
Okay. Don't be a 2.
I've got probably 5 minutes or so of detect magic up left.
Okay.
That would be good to have.
Nothing
16.
so far out of the ordinary. 16. These are definitely human bones or humanoid bones from very long ago. And in fact, as you're kind of like getting near it, if you even just touch it with your boot or your foot, I guess, it just starts to crumble to dust.
Oh. What else is it's still dark, right?
No, it hasn't been really. It's been dim.
So we can make out these dark hallways that are sort of dim.
Yeah.
Do we see any is there anything on the walls? Can I make a perception check for like a button or beware of the buttons? But maybe like some lines on the floor, anything out of the ordinary that would look maybe suspicious?
If you want to do that, I would say make an investigation check. Because
Okay.
at that point, you're looking for traps.
I've got another question after.
Yes.
A 15. All right, go ahead, Chase, with your question. We can come
I-
back to the.
I was just going to ask if there's any sign of the people that came in before us.
Oh,
Any signs of them?
Not on this path.
a 15.
15. Okay. Doesn't seem to be anything incredibly unusual. I mean, you can see with the 15, you can see some holes in the wall where definitely spears once would be jutting forth, but they don't appear to have been used in a very long time, and it doesn't seem like they're functional. It looks like, from your best understanding of it, when the door opened, originally spears would fly out and get whoever was at the door.
But we
Wait, like
opened
from
the
the
door.
other side?
Yeah, I'm confused.
So like the door opens, right?
Yes.
And as soon as the door opens, spears fly out.
So, because Clushin used his mage hand, he ended up
No,
negating.
it just hasn't been in use for a very long time, and some of the traps have been completely disarmed and never put back together.
So
That's
we're
why the
good.
door was not trapped, because it had been broken long ago.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're safe to walk through here.
But
Seems like it.
if it was trapped, is it the right way? Like, if it was trapped, it may be the wrong way.
I mean, this room was trapped to get into as well, so...
Oh my god.
Fair.
Red light, green light us. Are we hot, cold? I'm so dumb.
What does the end of this hallway look like?
It's, like I said, it's... You walk in, and then 10 feet to the right, and then it moves to the left.
Right. He's gonna put his hand on the closest person to his shoulder. Jinhai, gonna touch your arm, and his eyes are gonna go a smoky gray blue, and his echo is just going to walk in. He's gonna look through the echo's senses and just first look for anything in that area, and then around the corner.
Nothing in the area except for some bones, like I said. Around the corner, it looks like this passage leads about 30 feet straight back, and there seems to be an exit to the left, 10 feet in, and 30 feet in, another exit to the left.
He conveys that. Does he notice anything funky? Obviously, he doesn't have detect magic, but look for any traps or anything in the hallway.
Can your echo make checks?
Well, I'm looking through my Echo's senses. I'm using the
Okay.
Echo avatar feature, so it's my consciousness looking through it like a familiar.
Gotcha.
Except
Gotcha.
it's my thoughts, and so
Sure.
yeah. It'd be an investigation
I would say
check.
go ahead and make investigation check. Yes.
Cool.
And there are again lights in this chamber, making it not super dark or anything. So
Cool. 7.
7. Yeah. Looking to the first exit on the left. It also goes back 30 feet and seems to disappear to the right. And if you continue down the original path, it looks like it just hooks and makes a dead end.
Sorry, that dead end path, if he walks up to it, is there a blind sight, anything trigger at the end of the path? Since it's an awkward hallway?
Not with blind sight, no. But
Okay.
you do notice that there are claw marks on the side of the wall here, and there are more bones in the ground.
Ooh.
It looks like something was chased into this dark corner and eaten.
Cool. He's just speaking all of this out. It hooks left, it hooks right. It goes 30 feet back. Something died here violently by something with claws.
If you continue on the original left path,
Mhm.
you'll see it loops back around, a bit of a winding path, but it loops back to a door, which, just given your own spatial knowledge, you assume to be the door in the first room that was enchanted with magic.
Okay.
So I was gonna ask Falno if he could give us a hint.
He's like, "You need a hint already? Well, your friend just explored this whole path up front, and it just turned into a loop-de-loop back to the old chamber, so I would assume just go through the other door."
Yeah.
That's the only hint I got. Also, I guess since you're asking, I should be nice. Be careful in the next room. That's all I'm gonna say.
Back the way we came. So
Triggers pitfall and dies.
I'm very scared of getting pitted in this place with like falling rocks and stuff.
And don't
Very
worry,
ancient.
dying just gets easier after the first time. First time's always the toughest.
He only has so many
No,
times.
I don't know if
Worse.
that's true.
Wait, do you die often?
I've died once. It wasn't too bad, I guess. It's the feeling of it, But
Well, how do you know it gets better?
Exactly.
Well,
I
he
know
did.
what to expect now.
Back.
And test your theory, and like Jinhai raises his club.
Oh God.
Let's not.
Send me to my heaven,
That's
please.
what I thought.
That would just be great.
Send me to my heaven. Oh my god. What a line.
Plot twist, you're not going to heavens, you only go to the hells.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So we go
Guys,
through the
go.
other door then. Yep. that
Okay.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We don't go through it. That's the
Check-
plan too.
Check
We're
for trap.
checking. We're checking.
Check.
Check
Yep.
for traps.
Check the check.
Okay.
Yep.
Check.
Who's
Check for traps.
checking?
Not me.
Well, you're proficient.
Oh, God,
It doesn't mean it's a good bonus.
Oh my
yeah,
god.
doesn't mean yeah, exactly. It was more of like we would tag team it together, and I would try to help you if I spot anything bizarre. So allowing you advantage for your checks.
Oh, I can check it.
Go ahead with advantage.
Jinhai's kind of like
The
looking
thing
over your
moves so I can
shoulder.
see the button.
Rolls 2 1s.
No, I rolled a 22 and a 21.
He did roll
22.
a 1.
Looking at it, The door is very old, but it's a bit more reinforced than the other doors you've seen so far. It is not trapped, and it is unlocked.
Vicious.
Super.
Okay.
Wait, Dar, are you worried about the door?
I'm worried what's beyond the door. from
Oh,
what-
because of it being reinforced. That makes sense.
That and the claw mocks that he talked about earlier.
That's a
Right.
different path.
It is, but still.
Oh, if he says there's no traps, I believe him. Let's hit that mage hand.
That mage.
All right. We do the usher across the room thing again, like a airline steward or something. Like this way, everybody,
Sure.
this way.
Money out, please.
And then, yeah, and then we mage handed the door open.
Sure. Door opens. You can see immediately the path curves to the right, kind of a more rounded path this time. Disappears into darkness. Just from where you're standing. If you get closer, pathway goes to the right, and you can see at the end of it there is a large open archway, and the room beyond it is lit up very well, like very brightly. And you can see rocks that have fallen from the ceiling.
Red flag.
Some of them look different than the stone above. Some of it looks more earthy in nature rather than like mason worked. And like as you're thinking this, you start to feel a deep tremor in the room.
Oh my god. What was that
Ooh.
movie? Those
What's the
things that came
last-
out of the ground?
Tremors.
What's
Yeah,
the last
oh.
minute of detect magic? Do I sense any magic in this room?
Not well, actually, yes. On the what is that? The west side of the room. So to your right, you get a hit of illusion magic covering a section of the wall.
Point that out to the rest of the group.
As the tremors begin to shake the room, loose stones kind of kick off from the ceiling. Nothing dangerous, really. Pebbles, mostly. And on the western side of the room, you begin to see what looks like fresh dirt and earth just pouring out of this stone wall.
Orifani is gonna go. Hey, Sal, Shalaya, you in there?
Fenric?
You don't get a human-ish response. Instead, you just hear this deep roar as an enormous creature begins to claw its way into the room.
Yeah, I was gonna say
God.
he was gonna shoot his explosive crossbow at the corner where that illusion magic is.
Sure.
Is that where the mud and stuff's coming from? Is where I pointed at? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. He
It's
just
like you
wanted to make sure-
see a perfect
Yeah.
stone wall with like dirt and stone just being thrown from it.
Yeah, he just wanted to make sure like those people weren't hiding, in that little corner there, and so he's just gonna be like, oh,
Break! It's just a break!
round the corner, shoot it, and then come back.
Sure. Sure.
All right.
I
I
you
suppose
shoot
that's
it.
with. Okay.
A
go
few
ahead.
seconds later, it explodes. You hear stonework kind of crashing out. And the illusion is dispelled. And you see a
Nice.
at first you think it's a dragon based on its size and based on its shape. But as it begins to tunnel its way through, you can see that it's almost rock-like hide, has no wings. Before you stands a stone drake, and it sees a lot of you in the room and lets out a mighty roar.
More.
And I would like you all to roll initiative, please.
Can I say
Yes.
allow me or don't allow me, or if I as soon as you see it,
Yes.
they're just gonna pull the door shut.
Like locking you guys in?
Well, I mean, I thought we were outside the room.
Finn remembered closing the door and it did not end well.
I didn't know if we walked in. I thought we were outside because he was like, oh, look in the door, shoot it, and then come back out. Like,
Oh, see, I was playing this out as if you had all gone into the room and the trimmer started once you were in.
hey, DM's discretion. That's chill. I don't care.
Yeah.
That's fine. All right, we're in the room.
Ooh.
Mr. Bernhardt
Okay,
got
give me
a
just a second here
24
to get
on
all
his
this ready
initiative.
for you.
Wait, did you just do what I did?
What?
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 Oh, never mind.
What?
You have a really low initiative modifier.
Nah,
I saw
only
yours
got a
think
+1 on Dex.
I saw yours pop up 4, and I
You
thought you
wink?
rolled a nat 1 like I did.
Nope, I rolled a
Oh, no.
3 +1. Yeah.
Oh my god, guys. All right, hang
I
on.
felt bad with 12.
Hang on, guys. Hang on. I'm trying to get this in. All right. So we got Quill. Anyone else over 20?
Yeah, 21.
Okay. So Dara.
I know.
Okay. 15 to 20?
17 for Jin.
10 to 15?
12.
I see
It's
12.
nice rolling with advantage for initiative.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
5 to
Bard,
10.
yeah.
I got a 6, but it was a nat 1, so do with that what you will.
Okay. So what did you get? 4 Barney?
4.
4? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kushin, you will have disadvantage on your first attack.
Okay.
As is tradition. Okay.
See, that's why when I saw 4 pop up, I was like, oh my god, he got a 1 too. But no, he only has a +1 to his initiative.
Yes,
Just
Jackson.
a question. Do we want to explain some of our home rules for combat? Since some people in the podcast may not know.
Sure. We can go into more detail about this sometime too, but the quick and dirty is that if you get a natural 20 on your initiative roll, you get advantage on your first attack. Vice versa for natural ones. Bonus action potion, of course. It's just like should be standard at this point, it feels like. I think that's it for combat. Like off the top of my head, I know that if you have like spell slots, you can take a point of exhaustion per spell slot level that you want to get back. There's the final stand rule, where if you're dying, if you're down, essentially, you can skip the rolls altogether and do a final stand, which would give you essentially a heroic action that you could use to completely turn the tide of battle, potentially, at the cost of your character's life, permadeath, but you would come back as well, 1 level higher than the group. We don't want to exploit it ever and make it like you're a +5 because you keep final standing every time you go down. So you'll be 1 level higher than the average of the group. I think that's it for combat.
I think
We
so,
could
too.
each do that right now, and we could just all skip to level 11. Like,
Yes.
Direct me, boy.
Oh my god.
Start over the campaign.
You guys talk about battle. Give me like 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Battle.
Battle talk.
Battle.
Battle talk.
I was going to ask, or Farne, you might know more about this, bud. The command word is to put the swords together, not just for
Yes.
the flames, right? Or am I incorrect about that?
I'll say it works for both, just for, simplicity. Like, if they are within, like, 5 feet of each other,
Okay.
and
Fair
you
enough.
are trying to put them together, then it will put it together. That way it doesn't accidentally...
So, like a normal drishti for
Yes.
the actual flame, and then like a drishti for the, like, putting them together. You gotta...
All right, Genji.
Yeah,
I need healing. That's funny. All right. Let me grab his stats. Okay. So, like I said, there is a large kind of slab work from the ceiling that rises about 9 feet tall in the center of the room. Offset just a little bit, but you get the gist. The creature, the stone drake, is to your right on the west side of the room. from the area that you guys are at, it's roughly 20 feet away. Quill, you are up first.
Yes. Activating the Sword of Vengeance to flavor this. I was just going to mention he's probably just carrying it around in some sort of parchment to get it. He's not super used to it. It is one of his monk weapons, so he does know how to use it. But he's going to look at it curiously and think. The look on his face is kind of, you know what? Now's kind of a good time to use this. So he's going to pull it out of the parchment and then say, Rishti, and then get the flames up. And the adversary is just from a 2D standpoint, what, 15 feet away or something like that? That we're looking 20 feet? Then what Quill is going to do is, kind of get the feel and the weight of this thing as he runs towards this target. And then he's going to run and try to do a uppercut with the sword. And if he can hit with that one, or if he doesn't, he's just going to bring the sword back down and slash again, and then try to get a kick in for that bonus action.
24 hits?
The first one is a 24 to hit. The second, in 1 second.
That hits.
That's a 25. And then the kick, like the low sweep that he's going to try to make monkish way is...
12 will miss.
That is going to be a 12.
I'll say for the 12 that you kind of like make the kick and your foot connects with the really rough stone exterior of it and doesn't quite break through. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, he doesn't quite have the power. So those that strike with a sword, since it is versatile, I was going to take advantage of the regular using it with two hands as he does that uppercut to get that D10 out. And the flames, of course, do that additional 2d6 of fire damage. So any resistances or immunities will apply. And I think I'm just going to have to do a custom roll for the 2d6, but here you go. I'll give you the total in just a moment.
Yeah, and if you don't mind, give it separately like you guys always do. You guys are good about that.
So I gotcha. So for the first hit, the actual slashing damage, as far as I can tell, is going to be 7 slashing damage, and then fire is going to be 5 fire damage. And for the second hit, that is going to you're going to have 10 slashing damage, and then on top of that, you're going to have another 10 fire damage as the sword breaches the stone skin. The kick doesn't quite connect, but he's starting to learn a little bit more about the skin, and
I love
formidable it is.
Very good. Very, very good. Good first attack. Okay. Does that end your turn? Would you like to do anything else? Any other movement or?
As a free action, if this is allowed, he's just going to mention to the rest of the group, the stone skin is extremely tough. It might be extra resistant to bludgeoning. Of course, he just straight up missed, and I know that meta, but maybe Quill doesn't know
he's
that.
definitely
so
resistant to bludgeoning.
Say to everyone.
Okay, Dara, you are up.
All right. I would like to cast Entangle on where the what?
Huh? What?
Oh, I thought I heard somebody. I was like, look, if that's the wrong decision, you need to tell me right now because I'm about to cast this on this area.
No, I was just clearing my throat.
Okay. I'll go ahead and cast Entangle. I'm gonna concentrate on that up to a minute. That'll give us some then to move around.
Okay, so grasping weeds and vines sprout from the ground in a 20-foot square, starting from a point within range. Are you just centering that on his huge body?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of keep.
Okay, so any creature in the area when you cast the spell must succeed on a strength saving throw or be restrained until the spell ends.
It's just.
So go ahead and make that. What is your DC?
I believe Quill has to make that save too.
We could say that
Or a
she
girl.
put it slightly off put or something. You guys have been together long enough where hopefully she wouldn't just get him with it too.
I
She
figured
would.
he would have
Great.
backed off, but
Nice.
I didn't realize he was like that close still.
What is your spell DC? I got a 15.
It's a 17.
Okay.
Oh, that's attack save. What am I looking
Yes,
at?
save DC, attack save, save DC.
It is. Oh, so it's strength
17.
17.
So a creature restrained by the plants can use its action to make a strength check against your spell save DC. On a success, it frees itself. Okay. So he is currently restrained.
Okay. And Quill is not.
No.
Okay, good.
And while he is restrained, his speed obviously becomes 0. We're going to explain this to some of our listeners who may not be extremely familiar with D&D combat. Restrained creature speed becomes 0 and it can't benefit from any bonus to its speed. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls are at disadvantage, and the creature has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. Okay. Does that end your turn, Dora?
Yeah, I was thinking if I could do something else, but I got to keep my concentration, so I'm going to hold off for there and move a little bit closer, about 10 feet.
Okay. So the rest of you are kind of toward the entrance of the room. Let's say probably all within about 5 feet of each other. And then Dara's 10 feet out of that. And then Quill is another 10 feet out of that. To the Stone Drake. The Stone Drake is going to use one of its legendary actions.
Fuck.
Oh my god.
Hell yeah. Woo.
And you are going to see sprinkles of dust above your heads begin to trickle down. Specifically, I'm going to roll for this to see which one it will be. Dara,
Oh god.
because Dara is the one that just got it tangled up. Dara, make a dexterity saving throw.
Is that just can I use my dice in person?
If you want to, yeah.
D20 plus
It's a d20
2.
plus whatever your dex save is.
Okay.
Not your dexterity, but your dex save.
Oh. It's not my dex. So
It's not your straight dex. Not
It's on the
always.
left, just below your main stats.
It's
It
still
says
plus
the saving
2.
throw section.
Okay.
So, you're
So
not-
it's
yeah,
15 plus 2. 17.
So 17. Okay, you just saved, so you'll take half damage.
Oh my god.
Fuck.
7,
Half damage like 50
10.
points.
13,
Oh my god.
Dead.
I was joking.
16,
It's gonna be like 50.
21,
Oh, that's halved, right? Yeah.
23, 29, 30. So half of that. So you take 15 points of bludgeoning damage as stones fall from the ceiling and begin smacking into your body.
I didn't hear that right. All I heard was just your numbers and I'm like God. It's gonna be a
15
lot.
points of bludgeoning.
And
I was thinking, oh my.
concentration.
Yeah, you'll need
And-
a con save.
Yes, and
Yeah.
make a con save for
I
me.
have advantage on con saves while doing spells,
Spells.
so let's do
Warcaster.
yeah.
Gotta love it.
That was great. It's the con is +5 plus 18, 23.
All right, you succeed. He is still bound in your entangle.
All right.
Okay, and that'll take us to Jinhai.
Right. Like you said, we're at like the entrance of like the door. Seeing Stone Drake appear, kind of just like shakes his head a little bit, and for those that can actually like see malevolence, you see like almost purplish flames start rising out of his shoulders as he goes into a rage. Then he will effectively charge the Stone Drake.
Okay.
He'll
Fine,
make-
just like, go get him, buddy. Yeah.
He's two-handing his giant war club, just firmly amped to get fighting something.
Yeah,
He's gonna make 2 attacks at the Drake
at advantage. Yes.
Does a 21 hit?
21 hits.
I'll go ahead and roll for the second attack too. The 17 hit.
It does not.
Okay. Right. So with that, we'll take 8, 9, 10, 11. My rage bonus. 11 points of bludgeoning damage. And he is also marked since I landed an attack on him. See him kind of like an overhead swing, just try to aim at the central body of Drake. As it comes crashing down, you see a little bit of malevolence that was like rising from him, try to incorporate itself into the stone Drake itself, not altering it any chance, but there's something definitely happened. And then with his second attack, he tries swinging and try to smack one of the legs, but just barely misses it by a couple inches.
He goes to attack the leg and misses it by a foot. That was terrible. I'm sorry. Anything else you'd like to do?
That's about it.
Okay. STL, you're up.
Thank God I will go before it. I need an intelligence saving throw. As I lift up the sword and like, well, we're gonna have to get used to each other. Point towards it.
That's a 19.
Damn it! I tried Mind Sliver.
Oh.
I think if you succeed, it doesn't do anything. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. So there went 2 sorcery points for quick casting that. So after that, he's gonna be like, well, shit. Pulls out like a 2-sided 2 hemispheres of a ball that have like a little ring through it, and kind of clicks it twice and hucks it in its general direction. I'm gonna need a dexterity save as I've casted fairy fire on it. And since you're restrained, that is at disadvantage.
It sure is. Yeah, I'm gonna say that fails with a 5.
So I'm holding concentration on that, and attacks have an advantage on them.
Okay.
Double advantage. I like it.
And I'm gonna back up a little bit.
All right.
Putting some space between me and the nearest person. Being careful not to step on any pressure plates.
Being careful not to step on pressure plates. Yeah, you're good. You're fine. Let's see.
And that will be his turn.
Okay, the Stone Drake's turn is up. Okay, it's gonna try to make a strength saving throw to free itself from the entanglement. So it's a +6. That is a 22.
At disadvantage?
Not at disadvantage. I don't
It's
think.
not strength. No.
Oh, damn it.
Let's say
I
not
still
for
got-
entanglement.
I still got the fairy fire onto it, so
Yeah. Oh, so okay, so it is now free, and it's gonna take a couple of steps forward and just get ready, it looks like, to make an attack at Quill. But I've used its action, so.
Quill in Fairy Fire? Is anybody in Fairy Fire?
I'd like to think I threw it in because it's a 20-foot cube. So I'd like to
You
think I
threw
threw
it
it so that
directly
it got-
over Doris.
Sure.
Wee.
Simplicity.
And so,
No.
if I need to make a save for the fairy fire,
All right,
I mean, if you
Clucian.
want to.
oh, okay, cool.
Clucian, you are up at disadvantage, which means if you attack, it's just a straight roll.
They're gonna
Gotcha. Groovy. I was planning to not attack, but I was planning to fairy fire, so now I don't need to do that.
Hey, there you go. There you go. You hit
I know
harder
exactly
with
what
your
I do.
arrow.
I want to do fairy fire. Fuck.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I was like, let me
Multiple support
reassess.
problems.
Okay, in that case, oh boy, I'm going to place a hunter's mark on him, I guess. We're just gonna go back to the old standards here, and then we're gonna try to shoot him twice and see if we can hit him. And I'm gonna sharpshooter the first one just to get wild with it, just to see what
Just to
happens.
get wild with it. Might as well.
It's not gonna hit. It's a 9.
It's not gonna hit. Nope.
All right, we're not sharpshooting the second one then.
Overconfidence.
That's a 28.
28 hits. Yep. 28 will do it.
Okay. I have no idea what kind of bugs would bother dragons. I'm gonna assume small ones that might get under their scales. So you're just gonna see like this gigantic, nasty swarm of mites and gnats appear on the end of the arrow as it starts like flying towards him. And he is going to take not that much damage. 16 damage.
Okay. Good hit. Good hit. You see the first arrow that Clutian fires just bounce off the side of it. The second arrow actually seems to find some purchase sliding in between a couple of the plates. And you see mites just kind of flowing into it. All right. Or Farney.
All right. I'm standing back there with STL, and I say, "All right, it's time for the show." And me and my Echo both run straight forward, and I'm gonna go ahead and roll 4 attacks on this guy. All right.
Sure.
All
your
at
thing.
advantage.
Huh?
Yeah.
You said
Still in
4
fair fire, yeah.
attacks?
Very fire. All of them are at advantage.
Yeah. Yeah.
4
Okay.
attacks?
So.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
and both of all of the weapons have the same modifier, so I'm just gonna go ahead and click it. A first attack, 26, going for the nat 20. A 26 again. First one hits. Second attack, 22, and then natural 20 for a 30. And that would be
Nice.
with the flame scion sword. All right. And then we've got a 17 for the first one, but again an advantage. Natural 19 for a 29.
Hits.
And then for the fourth attack, we've got a 16. And then a 24.
Hits.
All right, great. So
right.
all 4 hit. So what you're gonna do is, Oral Farney says, "Take a look at this," to STL, and he runs up, and kind of swooping back and forth with his Echo. They run up, and they split apart, and then come back together on the left and the right. And the Echo with the long great sword does a huge stab in the neck of the creature, and then the flame tongue comes up on the right side, and then the great sword again over the front, and then Orafarne pulls out the kukri and comes in the thing's chin. So,
Hello.
yeah.
Oh,
Shove the kukri in the thing.
He did what in the thing's chin?
All right. So, the Acheron blade, we've got first attack is 10. The second attack is 17, so 27 from both attacks with the Echo. The kukri does 8 slashing damage, and that's non-magical, by the way.
Yep.
8 non-magical damage. And then we are gonna rock... We've got 11 plus 4d6 for the crit. 16 fire
I will say-
damage. on
I will
top of
say in
11.
future, when you have multiple attacks, make sure you state if it's versatile, how you're holding it, and
Okay.
if it's multiple weapons, which ones are which.
Okay, cool. I just the Echo had the great sword, and then I was wielding
Yeah.
one-handed longsword,
Yeah.
and then the kukri. All right, cool.
No, I know
And
that.
then
I'm just saying, make sure you say which ones are which as well.
I
Yeah,
feel
which
ya.
dice rolls?
Okay.
You don't
all right.
decide which one gets the 20.
Yes.
I told you when I told you when I rolled it that was the flame scion sword. That's fine. Cool. We are looking at 20, 31, the crit sword.
What is it?
31 from the crit sword. The
31.
flame
Is
scion sword.
that with the fire or without the fire?
It's with the fire. The fire was 16
Okay.
out of the 31.
Okay. Got it.
Okay.
Heavy damage. Like to see it.
And so we're both standing on both sides of its face. And I'm just
Just bashing the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
Into it. All right, Quill. Top of the round. Oh,
Fair enough.
100%
So this thing is
still
still
standing.
It seems like it's in pretty good condition. Okay, cool. So, thing that Quill is going to do this time is, and by the way, I like the flavor that, like the different flavor we both have on the flame tongue, the sword. I think that's pretty cool because I feel like Quill's is more of like an anime. I'm just going to slash it and the flames are going to go through it, and then yours is like dancing. That's pretty cool. So this time he's going to not do the uppercut, but if you've ever seen in a particular fighting game that you can find on a Nintendo system, one of the characters, I believe his name is Marth, can slash with his sword and everything. Quill's gonna jump up, flap his wings for a second, so he's like up in the air, and then just slash
Yeah.
really quickly with the sword, I mean. And then this time he's gonna try to do like a roundhouse kick and see if maybe that it can bring enough power in to breach that armor that this thing seems to have, this natural armor.
Okay, that misses.
The first is a 19.
Misses.
Second's
So
a
the
14.
19 missed?
Yep.
And the
okay.
yeah. And then the third
That hits.
is a 24 for the kick.
The
roundhouse
creature's
kick.
still very fired, right?
Not bad. Okay, fair enough.
Yes.
So
At the
sword
moment, he's still
slashes don't
very
seem to
fired.
go through.
Those all should have been an advantage.
Okay, sweet. Okay, so we'll see what the advantage is on the second Sword of Vengeance attack then. The 24 hits, but you never know. Maybe I'll get a nat 20. And I didn't, but the 24 still hits, so I'll try to do the roundhouse kick, and that'll count for this one. Just to compensate for the advantage.
And it's
That's a 20. All right, cool. So it looks like it hits. The Sword of Vengeance hit once, and so that's going to end up dealing the slashing damage on the sword itself is going to be a whopping 14, and then the fire damage coming from the sword, that's going to end up being a total of 6 fire damage from that. The roundhouse kick is 10 bludgeoning damage when he comes around and whacks it right with the
hell yeah. You see
all
the
of
creature
his
kind
fist.
of, as it takes that kick, kind of almost looks stunned for a moment and like lurches back. Would you like to do anything else?
Yes, when he lands on the ground after that magnificent kick, he's going to have his head down for a moment and then look up and kind of put his hand up, and he's going to
The dragon
like,
looks at you.
Trying to get aggro.
With a very sharp, penetrating gaze.
Yes.
Make a Constitution
Stay
saving
away
throw.
from my allies. Hit me.
Oh, no.
Damn it! That one sent me for a loop.
Is it giving you fuck eyes?
20.
What'd you say? 20.
That was pretty
Okay,
good.
okay.
It's a
right.
20 save total. Oh, if I failed that, I'd be really scared right now. I'd be
no,
like,
you're
yeah,
fine.
let's get out of here.
He just like looks at you very intensely, and for a moment you just
Fair
feel
enough.
this like almost fear creep into you, and then you just shake it off. You're like, no, I'm good.
I fear
All right.
not any dragons.
All right, you're up.
Hit me.
All right. So keeping my concentration of entangled, I would like to use Sacred Flame. It's a dex save of 17. Goes about 60 feet.
Okay, that's a fail.
Yes. Okay, so I have to roll. Hello. It's a cantrip. Sorry,
Yeah.
my bad. I was like, I got the D8. It says 2, so I'm gonna roll it, and that's a 5, and then a 2.
Okay, so 7 radiant
7.
damage.
7 radiant damage. Yes,
Okay.
and then I will not do anything else.
I will say that you don't necessarily need to keep your concentration because he has broken free of your entanglement.
Oh, okay, then I'll drop my concentration.
I mean, you can leave it if you want, but it's he has broken out of it.
It's okay. We'll figure out another round of something eventually. So
Might not be
Okay.
another round of something.
there will be another round of something, Jin Hai. Just keep raging.
Who
Hit the
knows?
wall if you have to.
Who can say? Does that end your turn?
Man, time.
Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and yeah, that. No, yeah,
Okay.
that's
no,
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, yeah,
I,
no.
I did a
Okay.
spell. I can't just do a spell right after that. So that's
Well, that was a cantrip.
oh yeah,
It
was
has
a
to have the
cantrip.
bonus action casting as a caveat.
I think.
Okay. I have.
Or is
I
it
have
think
some,
it does.
Sacred Flame bonus?
I'm pretty
Don't
sure.
remember.
Could be wrong.
Sacred
I-
Flame's
Oh, it's
one
not.
action.
It's just an action. Never mind.
oh, so it is just an action.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. We'll just leave it at that. I have my next
Okay.
move planned.
Okay. The dragon or the drake, I keep calling it dragon. The stone drake has been like looking at Quill, and it just feels this radiant damage being burned into it, and like it turns to look down at you, Orifarne. Make a con save.
Me or ghost me?
You. The one
Okay.
that's not wispy.
Yeah. 22.
22. Okay. You're all right.
He's gonna
Thank you.
petrify us, one of us, before it's done.
He's trying.
Go for it.
All right. Okay, that takes us to Jinhai.
As he's kind of sitting before this beast, he's actually completely silent. Like tightens his grip around his club, and enraged that he missed the second attack, he's gonna try to swing at the creature's leg. Not like specific, just for flavor.
Advantage.
But it's easier to roll stuff on my phone because it doesn't take absolutely forever. Natural 20!
All right, we'll take it.
So I'm just gonna use the double dice thing on D&D Beyond. So instead of 2d6, it'll be 4d6. Ooh, yeah, wow. 25 damage on the first hit. from one attack. And then after he swings down and hits the Drake's leg, and hears a very satisfying crunch as it gains purchase. And then he kind of just like takes it behind his back again, and using his full weight, brings it back over across his shoulder and tries to slam where have wings. That's where he would hit, like the main back body.
Yeah, on its back, between the shoulders, kind of place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, hold on for that damage. I completely forgot. I have brutal criticals now. Do I? I think I do.
Should have brutal critical.
Should have brutal criticals. Brutal critical.
5
You can
times
roll
faster.
1 additional weapon die when determining the extra damage for a critical hit with a melee attack. So that'll just be an extra 2d6 damage. He takes an additional 10 bludgeoning damage from the brutal critical.
Okay.
And then
Yeah, and as he brought that down, you did hear this like sickening crunch and shifting of the stone on his back.
and then once I have to roll for advantage. This one was a 21. This one is a 19. So did the 21 hit?
Yes.
Okay. Just another 2d6.
STL, you're on deck.
And then an additional 16 points of bludgeoning damage, as again he finds purchase in shoulder blades area. And at this point, Quill, since you're kind of like right next to him, you kind of hear him starting to like start like verbally like pretty kind of, yeah, but it's also you don't know, there's something rhythmic to it as well. Kind of, yeah, it's like it's
like a chant.
a battle drone
He's just got his hands in different mudras, and he's like, actually, it's a mantra.
And then he's also marked again, so those
Okay.
purple flames are still persistent. Yeah, that's my turn.
All right, his last legendary action for this round. He is going to make a claw attack at Quill.
At
That is at disadvantage. Why?
because of my ancestral guardian ability. Read it off to you.
Yes, explain it for the listeners.
Ancestral Protectors. While raging, the first creature you hit with an attack on your turn has disadvantage on any attack that isn't against you, and when the target hits a creature other than you, the creature has resistance to the damage dealt by the attack.
Okay.
Nice.
All right, so you have resistance. It dropped it down to a 21 to hit.
Oh my god,
has a
is this
plus
like the
11.
number of the night?
21.
Oh, Quill.
I don't know if that's
Yeah,
good.
it's-
So you have
he's-
resistance to
he's
this, so
good.
you'll take half.
If only I were dodging or something. Oh, that's cool. That's good. Might hurt.
You take
Just a
7
little
points
Scratch.
of slashing damage.
Was that already halved?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
just-
It's 14 originally. Okay. STL, you're up.
So I forgot to mention it. The fairy fire is actually a blue glow. For those that are visual people.
Wait, did we skip the Drake's turn? Did he get a turn?
Drake's
No,
after me.
His turn is after. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it's after me.
Cool. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna plug in my charger.
Fuck it. I'm gonna try mind sliver it again.
Okay, go ahead.
Intelligence 17.
Let me pull that back up. That will fail this time. At an
Fail.
8.
Only 6 points of psychic damage. Actually, I'm going to reroll the 1. That changed it to 9 points of psychic damage.
Okay. 9 points of psychic damage. Not bad.
And you have a negative d4 on the next saving throw that I make it do, I believe. Let me just double check that. No, it just next saving throw it makes, period. So the next saving throw it has a negative d4.
Okay. Good to know. I'll set one aside.
So that's action. Don't have much for a way of bonus actions. Yeah, I'll stay put, and that'll be the turn.
Okay. Stone Drake's turn. He is going to look over at Jinhai, and you can see this rage starting to build up within the Stone Drake. And he's going to go ahead and just rush forward, covering 10 feet, which gives Quill an opportunity attack. Technically, Orifarne, he will still be within range of you on the back half because you were at the front. But Quill will get the opportunity. $28 hits.
For that one is a 28 to hit. Rolled an 18. It's so that was with the sword. As he tries to get away, the astral arm that I have out, as well as the actual mortal flesh on my body, holds this arm or holds this sword with both hands, and then as the creature starts to tactfully retreat, maybe for lack of a better term, he makes his reach and tries to slash at this thing for the slashing damage will be 14, and then the fire damage.
Okay.
Looks
you hear him
like
kind of
3.
like roar out as you attack him with the sword. And he just kind of like briefly turns his head to look back at you before looking back at Jinhai.
That was with advantage because of the fairy fire, right?
Well, I didn't roll a nat 20 on the advantage part of it, so it doesn't matter.
All right, Jinhai, he is going to make a slam attack against you.
Please.
That is a math 29 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Like 18 plus 11. Okay. Let's see. So he brings one of his humongous stone kind of like legs up. He brings it down on top of you for 18 points of bludgeoning damage as the foot slams down into you. And then he
I take half of
is
that.
going to... You take half. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And then he's going to attempt to make a bite attack on you.
Okay.
That'll be a 23 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. And that will be rolled low that time. 11 points of piercing damage, plus another 7 points of bludgeoning damage as rocks begin to cascade down on top of you.
You're receiving each blow. He stands a little bit taller until he realizes he's fully bipedal now. Moving back and forth, almost like in a groove of his own.
His last attack on you
Oh man.
is a natural 20.
Shadow Martyr. Sorry. This attack.
He's already getting half anyway, but yeah, go ahead.
Hey, I also have
cool.
something else that I'll use as well.
Fuck him up.
Well,
Fuck him up,
right.
Coleman. Fuck him up. Do it.
No, that's all that does is my echo gets in the way, and this attack hits my echo instead of Jinhai.
Ooh.
and then proceeds to go right through him because he's made of smoke.
No, it hits. It hits. I promise.
It hits, I swear.
Orpharn just like reappears,
swear.
just bloody. Like,
But yeah, he sees him getting ready to wind up this big attack here, and he sends the echo, and it just flies right into the mouth and hits echo, and dissipates it instead of hitting Jinhai.
okay, so now your echo is gone.
Correct.
Okay.
Does your
Okay.
echo have hit points, or does it? If it takes that hit, it's gone.
It has 1 hit point.
Wow.
Coleman, how many feet are you out from the Drake?
I'm at its booty.
Okay.
Okay.
Still within 5
Okay,
feet of
sure.
it.
So yeah, no, the stone begins to slam down toward Jinhai, and suddenly the echo just appears, and just with this force, you see the hand almost just get rocketed back as the echo dissipates into smoke, into icy blue, right?
Like a gray blue.
Okay. Also, Jackson, go ahead and add yourself back 2 hit points because I failed to roll the D4 from Chase.
It's a saving throw. It doesn't work on attacks.
Oh, I thought you said it was from damage.
Nope, saving throw.
Never mind. Take that back.
I didn't change anything. You're good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's on the next saving throw by the end of my next turn.
Okay, got ya. All right, well that'll end Stone Drake's turn. It is now Clutian's.
Fantastic. And I get advantage this time.
You do, yeah.
Sweet. We're just gonna knock up 2 arrows and shoot them at this guy. And I'm gonna try to sharpshooter both of them. Cause I got advantage.
Fuck it.
Very nice.
And with advantage, I get to roll 3 times for each one.
Oh,
20,
that's
20,
right.
Because I have elven accuracy.
Jesus
20, 20, 20. 20, 20, 20.
So that's a 29 and a 30 to hit. Or no, that'd be -5. So a 24 and a 25.
They both hit.
I have to roll a bunch of dice.
L10's great. Like it.
Okay, so for damage, that is the first arrow's regular piercing damage is going to be 21. The second arrow's piercing damage is going to be 19. And then 5 cumulative for the hunter's mark and 5 for my swarm.
Okay, massive. All right. Very, very good. You see the creature as you shoot your arrows into it, it begins to like lean back in pain, and for the first time you all see it like weakening somewhat. All right. Orofarne, fuck him up.
He's still looking over at Jinhai. He's got his hand pointed over there as he just focused his echo over there. He's gonna weave a couple hand signs and place it again right at his feet to summon with a bonus action another echo. And then I'm gonna take my attack action, which is just going to be one. I'm gonna do the first one with my Flame Scion sword, and then the second one with the Acheron blade from the echo.
Okay.
And these are at advantage.
Yes.
Flame Scion with a natural 20 on the first roll. We're gonna try
That's
for another
pretty
natural
damn
20.
good.
Oh my god.
This weapon is
and
super
rerolls
powerful for Orofarne. That's 2 natural 20s with the Flame Scion. We need to destroy the weapon immediately.
All right, and with advantage with the Acheron blade, it is a 27 to hit.
For all we know, the sword should be getting stronger with each natural 20.
Boom.
You know.
So with the Acheron blade, we're talking 17 damage,
Okay.
and with the Flame Tongue, and that's one-handed. We are looking at A total of 14 slashing.
Okay.
And
Okay.
17 fire.
Okay.
Right. So yeah, I
Good hits.
summon him right next to me, and then we kind of do like the forearm fist bump thing because we're right next to each other. And then
Yes.
he comes from the left, and I stab in from the right, and we're just like right at its left back hip, and we both just fucking slash right at its pelvis and its back leg.
Synchronized
Love to see it.
dancer.
You'd love
Exactly.
to see it. Okay. Well, that'll take us top of the round to Quill. You are currently like
Nice.
10 feet
Okay,
from
so
it at
this
this point.
thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's good. Let's see. So here's what Quill is gonna do this time is he's going to be more careful. It's not inside
It's
the
still-
fairy fire cube anymore, or is
Unfortunately,
it
it's
still
still
affected by it in
until
some way?
concentration drops because he failed his throw.
10 minutes or until
Oh, I
concentration.
see. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Whew. Well, basically, what, in a nutshell, what he's going to try to do is approach it within the 5 feet required range, and then just try to slash at it in the same way that he did last time. But this time, he has a firm stance. He's got this this monk stance to him, where he's just slash slash. But I'll use a key point to use the dodge action as a bonus action this turn. And I believe that lasts until either it might be the beginning of my next turn or the end, but
Sure.
I'll clarify for you when we cross that bridge. So the first attack. Whew, first attack misses, or maybe not, because advantage. Let's see. That was a 16.
Nope.
Nope, I don't think a 17 hits it either, right? Believe it or not, both of those swings straight up miss.
Wow.
Yeah, but at least he's being extremely careful, and it's almost like his movement is rigid, and it's powerful but rigid. So maybe that cost him some accuracy this turn.
All right, Dara.
So I wanted to use on this one. I wanted to use Flame Blade, but I want to make sure I move close enough. So I need to know how much distance am I between. Has it moved a little bit?
Between
Close
it
to
and
me.
you right now is about 15 feet since it moved.
Oh, it's close. Okay.
Yeah.
So, all
Yeah.
right, that works. Okay, I'll go ahead and cast that at 4th level. That way the damage increases by 1d6 every 2 slots above 2.
Okay. So it'll be an extra 2d6 of damage.
I have to concentrate it on the sword up to 10 minutes, so good bit of time. It gives me 1 bonus action as well. So the fiery blade begins to form in Dara's hand. It's a similar shape and size to a scimitar, and if I let go of it, it will disappear, by the way, but I can make it reappear on the bonus action. That was the bonus action part. So I'll go ahead and roll for damage. Give me just 1 second.
Roll for an attack.
Or an attack, sorry. I'm going to use
Advantage.
on.
You do have advantage on it.
It's oh good. Okay, I was about to say I got a 20, but I don't think that's gonna hit. Oh, and that's a 15.
20 does hit. That is the AC.
Okay, so let me do some math. So it's 1d6 every 2 slots. I did it at 4th, so 1, 2. It's 3d6. Am I rolling?
Maybe? I don't know.
It's 1d6 every 2 slots above 2nd. So I'm doing it at 4th.
What is
You're
it
gonna-
base damage?
You're
The
going to be using
base damage
4d6.
is 3d6 fire damage.
If the base is 3d6, then with 2 slots above second level, it would be 5d6.
Okay.
4?
I don't. No, I
One
got it.
d6 per two levels.
1 per 2 levels. I see.
per two.
Okay.
One per two.
So it would be
levels.
4. Yeah.
That's why I was
Yeah.
like, okay, so which
Otherwise,
one
that'd be broken.
in real
Right.
life
I was
is
like,
the D6?
Jesus.
Is it this one? Is it the triangle one?
It's
No,
the
it's
it's the square. It's the Monopoly.
it's the square one. Okay, so let's roll this. How many? 4
Yeah.
times, and then let me do math. There we go. Okay, 5, 5, 4, 1.
The 15.
Sweet. So 15 fire damage. Also, for cosmetic, it does give out bright light in a 10-foot radius and dim light for another additional 10. So we're
Sure.
bright in the area.
Very bright area in general, made even brighter. We love to see it.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I will end my turn because that's my concentration.
All right. It's going to go ahead and use one of its legendary actions to make another slam attack on Jinhai. That is a 20 to hit.
Run,
Yeah,
boy.
that'll hit.
I got a 9 on that one. That was nice. All right, let's see.
Because I like you, man.
Well, I mean, he feels drawn to attack him.
I'll just point this out.
yeah.
You have to roll a 2 to miss me.
Okay, so that will be 17 points of bludgeoning damage, halved due to your rage.
So to
So 8. Yeah.
I am also going to do another special thing because why not? I'm going to use my. I have to find it. I'm going to use my spirit shield to try to soak up some of that damage. Well, what is this Drake attacking me with?
One of its giant appendages.
Well, as
Don't
Biggest
even.
thing.
Why?
Why? Just you said it.
yeah, well,
It's an arm. An arm is an appendage. Shut up.
It's Bill's laugh that got
It's
me.
fucking Bill.
That's what got me too.
It's just like the pause and then the appendage.
an appendage.
There are no paws at the end of this appendage. It's like a hand, kind of like a mole.
Stop digging. Just stop.
That's what it uses to dig. Its hands.
So as this Drake attacks me with one of its appendages, it reaches out before me. You see Jinhai kind of like both of his hands together, and
If you wanna clap, as we take
Stop.
this monkey rap.
Oh,
DK. Okay. Oh, that's what you're doing right now, and I love it.
he claps his hand together, and the purple malevolence that has been like basically licking off of his body kind of pulls forward and creates this spectral floating hand that, as this Drake's appendage comes to strike at Jinhai, kind of bats it out of the way, causing which I rolled to see how much damage it would reduce, and it reduced 9. So therefore, I don't take any damage.
Take no damage. Nice.
I did
Very
use my
nice.
reaction though, so just FYI.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, the large kind of clawed hand balls into a fist and goes to strike down upon you, and one of these kind of malevolent purple hands kind of grabs it out of the air and pushes it down, reverting all damage. Fantastic. Guys, I think that this is where we're going to have to call it for tonight. It's getting late, and it's a decent enough place. We're about halfway through initiative order. I'll put a little marker so I know for next time.
And did I get the initiative right? It goes Quill, me, Stone Drake, Jinhai, STL,
No.
Clushin, then Orphronic. Oh, I got it
It's
wrong.
Quill, you, Jinhai, STL, Stone Drake, Clushin,
Whoa, whoa,
Orpharne.
whoa. Wait. So 1, 2, 3. Then who is 4?
STL,
Me.
Okay.
and then Stone Drake, and then
Okay.
Clushin and Orpharne. But he gets legendary actions
So he
after
acts
other
turn.
people's turns.
And he's already used 2.
Yes,
Out of how many?
You don't know.
you don't know.
Could I roll and figure it out? Could I guess?
I'll tell you, the truth is there are 3.
Oh.
He can use up to 3. Some of them cost more. So it's
Okay.
like the first round, he used one that cost 2, and then he just didn't use another one because I thematically played it like he was entangled, like whatever.
I like
his
that.
attention was diverted. Yeah.
That's cool. I imagine we kind of end things where if this were like a movie or something or an episode that ended, we're all paused in our stances, ready to attack, and it's like coming at us in slow motion.
The perfect ending for this right now is that he's like making a slam attack with his balled up clawed fist onto Jinhai, and then his purple floating spectral hand grabs the hand, and everybody's just watching as it fades to black.